And now, live from the Man Cave, Studio B, deep in the heart of constitutional Livingston County, Michigan, on a Tuesday night, Domination Rant, with your co-hosts, Patrick Acton, Eddie Bester, yours truly, Larry Parsons. This is My Brain. And now, your host, the man with the plan, guy that put this all together so we could tear it apart. My favorite host, Jeremy Scott Gibbs. It is slightly agreed by some of the co-hosts that Larry totally dominated this announcement. Slightly agreed. I didn't get to change a shirt. Put my knife on me. I was working so hard to try to get stuff done around here. And as you can see, we don't even have Patrick yet. You're always working hard, buddy. Always trying to get shit done. Always trying to get shit done. You guys got your mics on?
Mic is on.
Double check. Okay, there we go.
Can you hear yourself now?
Yeah.
Check. Can you hear me? Patrick's on his way up. Yeah, I'm starting a little late tonight. It's all right. It is what it is. I didn't even have chat pulled up over there to see who's yelling about us starting late. Oh, nobody. Good. Keep it that way. Yeah. Well, welcome everybody to the Righty Right Drinky Drink show. I didn't even get.
That was quite a delicious dinner, buddy.
Yeah, pretty
You
good.
like that?
I like that. The mushrooms were perfect.
Yeah.
And I hate mushrooms.
Dude, I just want to know how you like the pork tenderloin.
I love the pork tenderloin. It was really good.
Would you get like?
It must have been good. There wasn't any left.
Potatoes are pretty good as
You
well.
got
too.
3 pieces.
Well, 4 bites.
Four bites. Well, there's still potatoes down there, so don't complain.
I'm not complaining.
All right, now I'm going to go to the table. Let's see, where's the table there?
TV on the left not working?
I didn't turn it on. I even gave Larry back the laptop and didn't turn it on. Well, all right then. I put the cord over top that bottle and when the TV was over there. Look at that, I broke a Di Serono cap.
First
You only
from-
got. Wow.
What in the world was that?
Is that Larry?
I don't know. That was weird.
I was about to say, first thrown bottle of the show. We're not even 5 minutes in.
And I didn't even. It wasn't even me. I didn't even throw it. Woke you up. So welcome everybody. Get in here. Get excited for the show. My content. I'm trying to get over to the chat. There it is. All right. Just waiting, everybody. There it is. Dale's finally here tonight. I was a little disappointed last week in you, Dale, not being here. I thought it was. Where'd my audio go?
Bullshit.
There it is. Took like I pushed the. It was like a 4-minute delay. Like, let's see if it's working now.
Bullshit.
There, it's working on time. How was your guys' weekend?
It was awesome.
You were up at Jesus Camp?
I was up at Jesus Camp up in Trufant, Michigan.
Where? Trufant?
Trufant.
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 I have no idea where that's at, but that's fine.
Somewhere where 131 and 10 crashed together up north.
Okay.
Or northwest.
Okay.
It's north of Grand Rapids. Small little farm community. The guy opens up his farm every year for Jesus Camp, and it was a weekend of preaching and music and worship.
Did you get saved again?
No, not this time.
Okay, just checking. Got to keep track of that.
I did not get baptized again.
None?
No, not this time.
All right. I think Patrick's getting close to being close to ready. So that was good.
You guys camped there? You took the
Yes, we took the
camper?
motor home, and it
There we
is called boondocking. Is what we did. What we did. So there's no hookups. There's no water, and there's no electricity. So I filled our water tanks on the motor home,
Okay.
and we ran our generator all weekend.
Okay.
So
Did your mic just cut out?
I don't know. Did it?
Oh, you're leaning in. That's fine.
Yeah.
I was just a little concerned with a few of the words you're using there and tied with Jesus Camp. When you said you were there boondocking because
Yes.
there was no hookups, I was a little concerned with what you were actually trying to
Yeah.
tell us.
Hookups meaning water and electricity. I met a lot of interesting people. People came from Kentucky and Tennessee, and they came from all over the state of Michigan. There was some interesting campers that showed up. One guy was homemade, and my wife called it the Ark because it looked like an upside-down ark. But he said it was supposed to be like a Viking's home.
Really?
Yeah, so it was just like a little house on tandem axle trailer with cedar shingles and kind of loggish looking.
Log-ish?
Yes, and
Do you have people that are in tents as well?
oh yeah, a lot of people in tents. More people in tents than in campers and motorhomes. There were some pop-ups. And there was a couple trailers and a couple motorhomes.
They have facilities there, like showers and what have you.
Well, not. They didn't have any showers. They had the plastic outhouses like we used to use here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but it was hot. It was like
It was toasty.
in the 90s, and it was muggy.
Yeah.
So we did use the generator a lot.
Okay.
So
Run
That
the
was
air
good. Some
conditioner.
Jesus Camp.
that's that.
You got to send the people out there. Yeah, I already saw that.
Yeah.
Did you send it to me on Facebook?
Yeah, that's
Larry?
why we have Messenger.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Said you put your
Well, hold on. I will send them on Messenger to share with
put it on that
everybody.
side. That was all.
Okay.
If you give me a second.
There you go, buddy. You can put it below the button. There you go. That would be perfect.
Alrighty.
That's it. Good man.
Yeah.
I thought you already sent it to me. You blew me up. Oh, you did. You blew up my phone with your pictures and videos. I remember now.
Yeah.
I remember now. Teddy, anything exciting this weekend, buddy?
No.
Quite definitive, and there it is. Patrick?
I just went and spent some time with my 91-year-old mother.
Okay.
Power washed her duck and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, fun. That was nice to go.
Yeah,
I
nice to
enjoyed
hang
it.
out.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Let's see. Bob Kittredge posted that gun ownership by state. Let's see. Of course, Montana. Montana is the biggest. Why? Oh, I know why. I know why. I didn't do the out. I didn't do the button. Watch this. I can hear that, Larry.
What can you hear?
I can hear us through your phone.
That's odd.
Are you watching us on your phone?
No.
Where did we hear that?
It was me. I was sending links to some people.
Oh, I'm hearing the show.
I like how whenever there's like some technical thing, it's like we always just say, Larry.
Yes.
I mean,
Larry.
it's pretty much automatic. We heard the disclaimer. We said it
Right.
that the other co-hosts slightly agree that Larry probably dominated the announcement.
The announcement.
Yeah.
Okay, you do have some photos to go through. So if you want to share them with people.
I will share some bits of people. Well, first I said the gun ownership. They got to see the gun ownership because that popped up right as I went to the Facebook. Look at that. Montana, Wyoming, Alaska, Idaho, West Virginia, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, North Dakota, South Dakota, North Dakota. Where's Michigan, man?
Oh, wow.
Second row.
Right, way down there, 42%. Well, 42% still. But those 42% own about 20 of.
Yeah, keep in mind those are legal gun owners.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
That's true.
All right, let's
Registered.
see what we got here, Larry Parsons. Oh, I didn't want a bunch of your videos.
Ah, there we go.
What is this? You wanted me to show videos? These are going to get us.
No.
They're going to get us all censored. It's probably copyrighted material. YouTube's going to ban us.
Yes, that is Jesus Camp. This is taken on Saturday.
Okay. Let's see.
So,
They're setting up there.
yeah.
Is there no audio in this one? Oh. So when I click it open, the audio goes automatic. When I click to the next video, it doesn't automatically. They're
That
jamming
young
it out.
lady had quite a nice voice. Now look at that instrument this guy's playing. But they
cajon.
called. I asked him about it. They
It's a
called it.
cajon, yeah.
There's one right there on the stage.
Oh.
Nice. Yeah, for those of you,
He called it a slap box.
for you guys out there listening in Rumble Land, that little box there, you're seeing the man cave shot. That little box there, well, it's what would it be on the left-hand side of your screen below the guitars?
Microphones. In between the microphones there? That little box between the microphones?
Yeah, in between the. Yep.
You want me to go down
And what
and
did you
display
call it?
It's called a cajon.
Cajon,
cajon.
yes.
It has a.
different sounds for different sides you play on it.
Yep.
Really?
So that one has a snare right at the
Yep.
top,
Yes.
and then it's open at the bottom, so you can get a snare hit and then a bass.
Yeah.
When you put a microphone inside of it,
Yeah.
really pops. Really gets some great sound.
Nice.
So I'm working on a couple songs actually that I'm going to incorporate that with myself.
Yeah,
So-
it was fun watching him do that.
Yeah.
Now, if you go through the pictures, you'll see that.
Did you send pictures?
Oh yeah.
All right.
There you go. That guy built that.
Oh, that's the arc there.
That is my wife called it an arc because of the
The way the
roof.
shape is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
shape of
upside
the
down
roof,
boat.
Upside down.
Okay.
Yeah. And this was everybody. This is when they were tearing down. They were getting ready
Okay.
to leave. So I went out and shot some pictures with.
Tree Toad
With-
Family Farm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
How many people did they end up having?
I don't know. Altogether, maybe 150. They said it was pretty
Light this year?
light this year. Yeah, and they think the weather
It was
'Cause
hot, dude.
had a lot to do with it. It was hot and muggy, and there was thunderstorms.
Were there
predicted a
actual
lot.
Jesus people there?
Oh yeah,
1970s type style Jesus people?
you mean hippies?
There were a lot of sandals there? A lot of sandals going on?
A lot of people. I mean, feeling groovy. I kind of looked at that.
Feeling
That's why
groovy?
I took that picture right there. The one
Right.
that's on the yeah. Yeah, that's why I took that
groovy.
picture. I had bubbles on the top. That little black thing on the roof is a bubble machine.
Yeah.
They had bubble machines everywhere.
Nice.
The kids were having a blast. They had these bubble wands, and they were making these bubbles that were like 6 feet long, and they were floating around in the air.
Okay.
Kids were just having a field day with it. They had music in that box you just showed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had a lot of music.
Just the
That
tunage
played
going on?
music all the time. That was out towards the campground. Had good Christian music playing the whole time.
Jesus this, Jesus that.
I didn't know I was supposed to be looking for him, Lieutenant Dan.
I'm going to heaven. Well, on your way there, go get us some hooch because we're out.
Yes, sir.
It's one of my favorite scenes. In that
Yes.
movie.
So
Good stuff then, Larry.
it was, and then I left it at home. I'm going to bring it next week to show everybody.
Uh-huh.
But one of the ministers was giving away Bibles,
Okay.
and he picked one out to give to me to show on the podcast.
Okay.
And he's supposed to be looking up the show, but
So you can't cuss tonight.
neither can you.
I can't.
That's why we got the F-bomb here, just
Right.
in case. Yeah.
Good weekends. Other than sounds like Teddy just was a bump on a log.
Just had work.
Did
That
you
was
work?
About it. Yeah, that's just about it.
I mainly worked around here. The table is filthy. I started gluing down more carpet yesterday and today,
Yeah.
and I had the carpets like picking them up off the floor. I'm glued up to here, so I'm gonna keep, and I'm actually glued down that whole strip down there.
Oh, those
so
aren't glued over. If you didn't tell me, I'd have never known.
that's why I'm not filled in. Once I get all the carpets filled in, you guys can't see it, but the podcast studio, always working on something in here. I worked on 4 different things. I put on do you guys hear the air compressor? Nope.
No.
Because I put the timer on it.
Hmm.
So now
So
it
it
shuts off.
Shuts off.
Yeah. And it won't come back on until about 11 o'clock tomorrow. So
But what if you need it in between?
I can hit the button.
Oh.
You open up the timer box and you can manually turn it on.
Okay.
And then turn it back off. Yeah.
So getting worried that work stops at a certain time here and then you
You know,
never know. You might need
well,
it.
and the other thing is I've got the spray hose out, the air out,
Yeah.
the air line on there,
Yeah.
and that sucker leaks like it's just constantly. So that thing will run it'll kick on every half an hour. So I need to disconnect that slinky line with the sprayer, and then everything else, the rest of the hoses, there's no leaks. So
Did you
kinda crazy.
Did you decide that you didn't like that barrel that I left you?
no, you know what? I thought about it, and I was really using that rain barrel because it was here.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? You wanted to cut that and use it for a paddle, and I'm like, I didn't want the rain barrel I had. I should have just gave it to you and not even fussed about it. And I didn't think about it until
I could cut the top off. I mean, what you were having it down there for, collecting cans, and that was a perfect use.
yeah, but I'm like, I literally I tried to give that thing away 3 times.
Well, it's gone now, but
And then I was like, I pulled the blue one over there, and I was thinking about cutting the top off of it, and I'm like, I don't want to cut the top off. This is a good barrel. We could use it for. I said, no, and I forgot to tell you. I was just like, perhaps you just have this back. I got too much shit here, anyways. Yeah. Anyway, so
okay.
yeah, it's all good, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's. So we had good pork tenderloin, potatoes, mushrooms. We covered that.
A nice dinner,
We had a
signature salad. And,
signature salad.
Yes. The only time I eat well all week long is when I come here.
That's not true. But we do eat pretty good.
Yeah.
My buddy Matt, my drummer, was here dropping off some equipment from our last show, and so he partook with us in the meal and the pre-show chat.
Yep.
So that was good.
Talked a lot about cars. He must be in the car business.
He is.
Car guy.
I can't give too much away.
No.
Because he might be but he's an awesome dude. All right, let's do the disclaimers and stuff and get that out of the way. Let me check. See where Dale's chiming in over here. Larry, Dale wants to know how many of those people up there were you related to? Or are you still looking it up?
None.
None. How many siblings do you have? What's the current tally?
9. Well, 8. I'm the 9th. I'm the second oldest of
But the
9.
search, but as Bobby Boucher would say, the search continues.
The search.
Okay.
No, sir. The search continues.
Yes, I have 4 brothers and 4 sisters.
And you're the middle child?
I'm the second oldest.
Oh, okay.
He met 2 of my brothers, Charlie and Ed.
For how long did you think you were an only
and he
child?
knows my sister.
I love Lori. She's awesome. For how many years did you think you were an only child?
Well, I was raised with me and my sister, but I always knew I was adopted. I had a piece of paper that said I was German and Dutch.
Oh.
And it turns out I'm Scottish, German, and English.
Okay.
Actually, you're Scot.
Yes.
Scott.
If you talk to a Scotman and you
Scotland.
tell him he's Scottish, he'll kick you.
Scotland forever.
You're Scot.
Scotland. 11. 11. Freedom.
I still can't do the accent.
Of Scotland?
Yes. Well,
Sure.
Scotland?
Because you're weak.
I'll
You
speak,
need to be wearing a kilt like a real man.
Yeah, that's never gonna
It's
happen.
not a mini skirt. It's
My
a
wife
kilt.
keep yeah.
Just talk like Shrek. Donkey.
Sweet donkey.
Donkey.
There you go.
That's right. I'm a flying, talking donkey.
I'm making waffles.
In the morning, I'm making waffles. We're having too much fun already. Let's do this. I'm going to do it tonight since I didn't cue it up, since I still didn't change my shirt. Nothing happened today.
You got to do the GMA disclaimer.
That's why I say I don't have it queued up.
Oh, come on, man. Bind it. There you go.
Going, so we're going to adjust on the fly.
There it is.
Yeah, it is. And hit the button, buddy. I was waiting.
This is my brain. Notice this show is mostly raw and unfiltered and completely politically
There we go.
incorrect. We say Merry Christmas and the Pledge of Allegiance, especially the part about one nation under God. We thank our troops for their service.
Thanks, Larry.
Thank you. All you service people.
Everybody out there.
Yeah.
All you veterans.
All you veterans.
And the one in the house.
Yes. We only recognize two
Thank you.
genders.
One
two genders.
One has a dingle, the other wasn't.
No
One has a
dingle.
dingle, the other one doesn't.
No dingle.
No dingle.
No dingle.
Dingle and no dingle.
Still kindergarten
pretty
pal.
I mean,
The
dingle.
little boy stands up and goes, boys have a penis and girls have a vagina.
Yeah.
And he's
Pretty
like,
simple. There's the
Thanks.
voice of Kelly.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
Well, liberals need to watch that show because they tend to be confused.
They are confused, and then they're the ones that turn around and go, "I think I have a tumor." Yeah, you do.
As
It's
adults,
because liberalism is a mental disorder. Go ahead, Grandma.
as adults, we have to discuss these things. As adults, we enjoy adult beverages. Cheers.
Cheers.
You know, remember that drinky,
Ready, right, drinky, drink.
Yeah. You don't
Jeremy
remember.
slurs his words. Well,
He does.
check in with me after 14
Yeah.
hours of pouring concrete. I
it's
guarantee
so
I have
long
slurring
up the
words.
driveway.
Right. We cuss, but we do not curse or swear. If you don't know what that means, please look it up. We
Yeah.
cuss, but we do not curse or swear.
Exactly.
We
There's a
love
difference.
Jesus. We hate religion and religious hypocrites. If any of this offends you, please leave.
You know what's hilarious is
Please
that
leave.
Tim and I loaded up all the disclaimers in here, and he. All right, that's enough. That was enough.
Yeah, we were getting a whole dissertation.
We're getting a whole dissertation. I don't need that stuff.
from another lifetime.
That stuff. Yeah. No, that's good. Thank you, Tim. He did load up those clips into a file for me of Mom. What I need to do is have her picture up in the corner when we're doing it.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
A recent picture of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she was on the show for a good 2 years.
Yep.
You know,
Yes, and she had quite a right hook.
you liked it.
You were the recipient of that, I take it? Yeah. Yeah.
I do miss her a lot.
We all do.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm just, thinking that you never know. I mean, you're sitting and talking to somebody today and all of a sudden tomorrow they're gone. How many folks that we know but we don't know?
Yeah.
Because they're celebrities have just passed in the last week.
Rip
Right.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Yeah, we covered that. There was 5 major people last week.
I think
but yeah.
Hulk Hogan died the day after last week's show.
No, we covered it.
Did we cover it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah, we covered it.
Yes, we did.
The Hulkamaniacs.
Yes.
There was so.
you something, brother.
Let me tell you something, brother. There was this little that somebody posted a video because they've been doing all the kind of memorial stuff like that, and there was this little kid that came up to Hulk Hogan at it must have been a signing of some kind or something like that. He was standing behind a little desk, and this kid walks and goes, I'm going to tell you something, brother. And he starts going off, and he's like, Hulkamania is going to be forever. And he's doing this like this, and then he rips his little shirt like that. And Hulk Hogan's like, dude, you're awesome. It was perfect.
Yeah, and he was at Joanne's a couple months ago or a few months ago.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about, but
Wasn't he up he was in Heartland too?
was he?
Yeah, he was
Oh.
at the B-dubs up there.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, first time I heard about
I think
that.
maybe it was 6 months ago. Yeah, it was a while ago,
Oh, okay.
but it was within the last year.
Yeah, it was like after the RNC. I think it was in October. now
Okay.
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
But did you see the photos of him, like, a couple weeks, like when he was giving out an interview, he just like kind of looked.
He looked a little rough.
He looked a little rough.
But I mean, that was, they say his was a heart attack after a surgery or something like that. Am I getting that right? Is that what it was?
I don't know. I was just wondering how he passed because he did have his medical challenges, but he still seemed to be in fairly good shape.
Dude, I mean, that body gets beat up doing that.
Oh, yeah.
High-end sports. And those guys don't quit.
No.
I watched, it was a really good documentary on The Nature Boy. I think that was on Netflix or Prime or something like that. But Ric Flair, and he's in his 70s now and was still in his 60s going out there and wrestling and stuff and doing shit. And then he's still promotional stuff. And
I'm still surprised Ric Flair's still around, honestly. I thought, if you told me like...
He died twice, dude.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
And he's like, and they're like, you need to stop drinking and stop doing this. He's like, I would, you got to watch it, dude. He is like one of the most hardcore dudes, like for binge drinking and then going out and wrestling and then coming back and binge drinking and just, I mean, yeah, he was quite wild.
Well, your mind is, it's like the saying goes, my mind's making appointments that my body can't keep.
Yeah.
You think you're 18 still mentally. And,
Yeah. So I'm glad that, I got to spend the final months with Mom, but I still wish I had more. All right, let's continue with the disclaimers here. Patrick, let's do you, buddy.
To argue with someone who has renounced the sense of reason is like administering medicine to the dead. Thomas Paine.
I pushed the wrong. There it is.
I kind of got that memorized.
Yeah, you do. That's good. Because I pushed the wrong button.
Well, I used it quite often
I
when I was arguing with the libtards over the COVID thing and what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Teddy, what are you thinking tonight, buddy?
Whatever you feel like.
Well, last week did you do Reagan or Jefferson? You did.
I did Jefferson.
All right, so today do Reagan, buddy.
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Ronald Reagan.
Ronaldus Magnus.
Mr. Asylum.
You got to get the Reagan accent, though.
Well,
yeah.
Teddy, that's your opinion. Larry, get off your phone.
Ooh. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That is the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution, which the Democrats oppose vigorously.
It was passed when and expires when?
Oh, it was issued on December 15th, 1791.
With the
expires.
Bill of Rights?
That's the expiration date. That's
Never.
important. Never.
Never.
No.
It expires when the American people lose their balls.
Yeah.
When,
No kahunas.
yeah, as long as the Constitution is in effect.
Right? I mean,
And
the
it's kind
right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It's pretty clear.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of room for debate there.
Isn't there?
No?
Don't you
No?
think so?
The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's pretty easy.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems
Infringed.
easy.
Well,
Yeah.
obviously that meant for muskets in the 1700s for you to go hunting on, you bigot. You literally want children to die.
You literally want children to. It's not like they had cannons in private use that they loaned to the new government.
Well, the idiot governor of New York, after the failed NFL shooting in New York over the weekend, the idiot governor of New York actually is calling for a national ban on assault rifles because the assailant that carried out the shooting on Wall Street instead of in the NFL building by accident, right, brought an AR-15 all the way from his home state of Nevada, all the way across the country, went to New York, supposed to go to the NFL building and shoot it up, and he shot up
a Blackstone
Black
building.
Rock building. Yes.
I kind of find
and
that
who wound that top up and set it loose, I would like to know.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know if you're going to drive from Nevada to New York and you don't know what target you're actually going for,
They share the same building. You just went to the wrong
entrance.
entrance.
Okay.
again,
Yeah.
you drive from Nevada.
Uh-huh.
Larry,
Yeah.
did you fill up the water in your RV?
Yes.
Did you make sure everything was charged up?
Yes.
Did you bring changes of clothes
Yes.
to go 2 hours north
Yes.
to a campsite?
Yes.
Did you end up at the wrong campsite, Larry?
No. No.
Did you have provisions of food and
Yes.
other accoutrements when you got there?
Yes.
But see, you're giving an idea that this guy actually had 2 brain cells between his ears. I mean, if anybody that drives that far just to go shoot up a building is a little deranged.
Well, that's my whole point. Is you've got an
Yeah.
unhinged person that doesn't even know what building they're going to shoot up,
Yeah.
Well, fair.
and we're going to ban guns for that? No, ban stupidity. Let's start there.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, if you're gonna ban guns, all right. There's a lot of ignorance that goes around. They throw around this term assault rifle, right? Well,
That's
what's an assault rifle?
right here.
No, that doesn't. That's a shotgun.
Oh, this right here
The best
Yeah.
assault rifle you can
in
make.
World War One
Yeah.
was labeled an assault weapon.
Yes,
Yeah.
but they're not. Well, you got to understand the libtards, though. See, the libtards.
Feels so good.
Yeah,
I love the smell of gunpowder
right.
any time of the day.
Yeah.
I got to take that baby out shooting. Did you guys all see my new one?
No,
that I
they
got?
have not. No.
I got to show you guys that one. YouTube will ban us, but fuck YouTube. So I'll go get that one at a certain point.
At a certain
Try
point.
not to
Yeah.
get banned from YouTube. Some of the folks I send the links out rely on
On the
watching
YouTube?
it on
Yeah,
YouTube.
a lot of people
What?
watch this
So
on
all
YouTube.
all 3 of them?
Well, you know, I got the older folks of the Bester family, and then I got a friend in Brazil where Rumble's banned, so he has to rely on YouTube to watch it.
Get him a VPN.
I tried telling him that.
Dude, he needs a VPN. Anyway, so this idiot apparently
They found a note in his pocket.
did it say I love Trump and listen to Alex Jones
No.
and have listened to Rush Limbaugh before he passed, and I am a diehard Republican?
Didn't say none of those things.
Did it
He
say
was angry at the NFL. I guess he considered himself a good football player, and from the reports that are coming on the news, he was a outstanding high school football player. But I am getting mixed signals on whether he was rejected by the NFL or if he didn't try out or the NFL just wasn't interested
or
in him.
maybe
But it had something to do with him not being in the NFL that he shot up
Black Rock building.
the Black Rock building.
maybe they assessed
And we shouldn't
his-
actually be laughing because 6 people died here. You know, and it's like one of
Oh, he
them.
did kill people?
Oh yeah, he
He killed a Black
Where's this
Rock
article at?
He killed a BlackRock executive. He killed a couple women. I think the first person he murdered was a New York police officer as
Okay.
soon as he walked in the door. So I mean,
What should I type in? NFL shooter? Okay, yeah. This is an AI search.
yeah.
Do I want to click on Reuters?
There you go. What's that say?
It says, I don't want the video to play. Okay. Well, I guess the video is okay. Wall feed there. NYC skyscraper shooting suicide note. Blame the NFL for brain disease.
There
You
go.
might have had that disease beforehand, buddy, because you didn't know how to get to the right place in the skyscraper. And if you were
Assault style rifle.
the man, all right, so let's see here. From Reuters, the man who shot 4 people dead with an assault-style rifle inside a Midtown Manhattan skyscraper was carrying a suicide note to blame the NFL for its degenerative brain disease. I think the disease was going on before that, if you didn't play. Police have identified gunman Shane Chumera, 27, a Las Vegas casino security officer and former high school football player with a documented history of mental illness. So a documented history of mental illness, but it's the NFL's fault. Did he ever play in the NFL?
I don't.
Don't think so.
It's not clear, and I'm gonna.
It's not clear.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say he was just a
Yeah.
deranged little fuck that didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
So Tamara killed 2 security guards, one of them a city police officer on security detail, as well as a real estate executive and a business management association before taking his own life on the 33rd floor of the Park Avenue skyscraper. Okay, we need to look up. We need to have some of our people, our intrepid people, in the chat correlate the number 33 because that's in there. So there's some Illuminati shit that's going on right now. Illuminati confirmed. So some Illuminati, him being on the 33rd floor. And what was the date? Was the 28th of this? Was it the 28th that it happened?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was on the 28th. So he didn't hit the 27 club. I don't know if they would even comprehend because no, he was 27. There's the 27.
Yeah.
He was 27 years, so he's part of the 27 club,
Yes.
33rd floor.
Yes.
We need to start crunching these numbers.
There's
27
there-
on the 28th.
On the 28th, on the
on
33rd floor. Dude, there's some numerology going
There's
on
a
there.
there's a numerology account that's like kind of like that, but he's like super like out of his mind.
Dude.
And he like does all these random events like Hulk Hogan death, and he like
Yeah.
somehow finds like 9/11 or Illuminati numbers.
Illuminati confirmed.
And then like people out on the comments are sarcastic, like, "Oh, you're onto him now. You got him now."
Yeah. I
what-
mean, and then the guy turns the gun on himself,
Right.
shooting himself in the chest.
Well, he has to confirm the 27 club.
Ah.
What?
Well, why couldn't
you know
he
what?
have just done that first?
Right. Well, because he's mentally ill.
How does he shoot himself in the chest with a long rifle? Pull a trigger with his toe?
Did he shoot himself in the chest?
Hey, that's what it's.
Is
That's
it
what
what it says? Where'd you read that at?
I didn't read that. That was what they said on AM 910 this morning, that he shot himself in the chest.
How do you
Shot himself in the chest and the back of the head.
Okay, well,
Yes.
did he shoot himself more than
Well,
once?
one of the Clinton Clinton bodies, you know, the ones that committed suicide.
Yeah, I was referring to that.
Yeah, one of them.
He died of suicide.
He
with
died
2
of
shots
suicide.
in the back.
He
of the
shot
head.
shot himself
twice
in
in
the
the
back of the head.
Yeah.
And then got up and walked across the room and sat on the couch and died.
I mean, makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I I get that. I don't know why you would even question that, Larry.
Yes.
Clinton's-
Never mind the fact that
Never
the
mind.
guy was left-handed. and shot him in the
Okay.
right side of the head and the back.
Okay.
So this says
Use a mirror for that?
the NFL was among several NFL worker was among several people that were shot in the lobby. So he kind of seems like he kind of walked in there like
Yeah.
the Matrix there with a gun in a bag and just started shooting people. Once the because you got to go through the metal detector in a lot of these big buildings.
What is CTE?
So
Chronic.
it's the concussions.
Oh.
Let's see the NFL. Where was that at?
Chronic traumatic.
So he was targeting the football league, and he used the wrong elevator. Ended up on the 33rd floor of the suite. So he decided, hey, I'm on the wrong floor. Might as well shoot some people.
Oh, that's why study my
Yeah.
brain. The note said mentions. So maybe he didn't shoot himself in the head because he wanted to
Study his brain?
Brains.
That could have been. And again, it doesn't have to be a. We're assuming it's an AR style.
Yeah.
AR style doesn't mean it has to
he
be.
used an AR-15 is what they said on the news. Now I haven't seen a picture of the weapon or anything
Right.
like that. But in reality, there is no such thing as an assault rifle. An AR-15 is no more deadly or no more anything else than any other semi-automatic rifle.
But the AR means assault rifle. Don't you get it?
That's funny. I thought it meant Armalite.
I thought it meant Armalite too. But young Teddy here has corrected us in our stupidity. Thank you, young Teddy. Appreciate you, buddy.
Can't believe these
I can't
AR-47s and
believe-
AK-15s are killing all these people. This is why
AK.
we need to ban the Second Amendment.
Yeah. Well,
And we went down
here's
this
my
road. We weren't
question.
even done with the disclaimers.
If the, you know, the liberals are all coming out, you know, for
Gayness?
banning all these firearms. So do we need to ban, like, if somebody gets a drunk driving ticket and they're driving a Chevrolet, do we need to ban Chevys?
Well, cars in general.
And if it has a Firestone tire on it, we should
We'll ban it to
ban
Firestone
the
tires.
Firestone tires
Yeah,
too.
that's right.
Yeah.
Listen, we need to have them banned now because a BlackRock executive was killed. Think about it. Imagine how many more BlackRock executives could be killed in the future.
John Bovey says that he thinks that CTE is what all boomers have.
Are you going to read out that $10
I have to. You guys suck, man.
You doing the Hulk Hogan voice? Like, do your
It's in all caps. It's a $10 super chat from Turkey Palooza. I won't say the other two names there. Those of you in chat can just read it for yourself. Hey, brother. Happy 2/8 day, Jeremy. We need you to MC for us this time. Stop feeding those gay fish, brother, and step up to the big leads, okay? You gotta go, guys. Looks like Steve Granau. Dude, stop. I can't even read all of it. Those of you in chat can have a laugh. It's just disgusting.
Come on, you spent $10 on that.
I know, dude. I want to give him his time. Put something in there that I can actually say without wanting to puke.
Well, Dana Nessel filed a lawsuit.
Oh, stop. We're not even done with
We're not even
disclaimers.
at-
That's in your Midwestern.
Yes.
Quit getting ahead of the schedule. I got your laptop back.
Yes, you
Behave.
did. Thank you. I forgot about that. I could be playing havoc with this right now.
You could be.
That's right.
You got. Thanks for the $10. I appreciate it. Our accounts actually, we got some bank going on up in there.
About $20.
No. If I showed you guys our balance here, we've almost got enough money to pay for dinner.
All right, I like that.
Let's see. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that, guys.
Wow.
Look at all-time earnings, 200 bones.
Well, we do appreciate.
I mean, I've only been on Rumble for 3.5 years. You make $200 in 3.5 years. That's pretty significant, man.
We could go to Brady's and have dinner.
I'd bring extra cash.
I would bring extra cash.
No, Brady is a little bit higher end restaurant, but it is incredible food.
It was.
It's awesome.
You invited me to go with you one time.
Yeah.
And you didn't go?
No, they went.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went.
Okay.
Took him and Darla and me and Tanya.
Yeah. Darla had the French dip, and I can't remember what I had.
Must have been
It was
something real
phenomenal.
memorable.
It was good.
It was really good, but I
I
think
just can't remember what it was.
they kept bringing me the Hefeweizen beer.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've got the bar there is huge.
Yeah,
It's huge.
and they carry beer from the Frankenmuth Brewery, the Hef. And it's a really good. It's a really good German beer.
Frankenmuth?
It's actually made in Frankenmuth.
Frankenmuth.
Frankenmuth. Larry.
Frankenmuth.
Frankenmuths.
You gotta get the muth.
Got to get some moofs in there, Larry.
Get the muffs in there.
Moofs. It's like you going to camping and not getting a hookup. Oh, so sad. And I wanted it to be a serious show tonight.
Well, we gotta have a little fun every now and then.
Oh.
We're super cereal.
Super cereal. We're super cereal here on the show. I gotta be. Listen, man.
I'm gonna drag Jeremy with me next year and put him in a tent behind my motorhome and point the exhaust from the generator.
I thought you're gonna point the exhaust from the sewer that way.
I will not judge anybody if I were to be coerced into doing that.
These people are crazy.
That's all I would say. But as far as Larry making me go,
bullshit.
but I mean, at least we've got some confident people in government.
Yeah, we could set up a
Language.
"This is my brain" tent.
Wait a second.
We what? We'll set up a podcast right there.
We could set up a This Is My Brain tent,
Okay.
and we could promote and broadcast.
Not a joke, everybody. That's why we were defeated in 2018 when they tried to do it. We went to 54 states.
That soundbite will never get old.
No,
Not a joke, man.
but my favorite one is the one about opening up the top of his head to see if he had a brain.
I can't find that one. I gotta find that one.
In 2018, we won.
That's right.
2018, we won 54 states.
54 states.
That's
I just
what,
want
That's what America's all about.
when Larry said that, I was like, oh, not a joke, man.
Not a joke, everybody.
You know what we got to do is we got to find AI
Oh,
and somehow get it to do Rush Limbaugh's voice to do our announcements at the beginning of the show.
you can already do that.
We can do Trump. We can do Trump's voice.
So it's a great show. You'll love it. It's wonderful. I love it. You love it. We're gonna ask the show itself to come up and just say a few words.
Jeremy, great guy. We love Jeremy, don't we, folks? Tremendous guy.
Where is he? Get
him up there.
Get him up here. Just say a few words. Don't steal the whole show. I know you're good, but don't do it
Because Larry's got to dominate.
because
Where's Larry?
Larry's gonna have dominion over here. We didn't even finish our all of our disclaimers.
Yes.
Dude, somebody posted that Willie Nelson died. I had to look it up. He didn't die. F you. Making me think that Willie's gone. Willie will never die. He's going to go on the island with Elvis and JFK. It's true.
I work at McDonald's.
Yeah. Let's do this, gentlemen. Whoops. Why? Because I pushed the wrong button. Never apologize and never explain. It's a sign of weakness.
Weak.
And I think that people out here would do well, if you're watching, to understand that apologies do nothing with these monsters.
Apologies.
Yes, and
Nothing.
I want to clarify some stuff about that because
Clarify.
the
Go ahead.
libtards like to take that out of context.
Let's
And
clarify.
what we mean by that is we don't apologize for our beliefs.
Correct.
Right.
It doesn't mean that if we make a mistake, we don't look at somebody and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on your foot, Pat."
You know,
Well, the direct, listen, look at it from this point. The direct quote right there is never apologize and never explain, which
Right.
leads into what you're saying. It's a sign of weakness.
Right.
Meaning I'm not going to apologize for being me, and I'm not going to try to explain to you who I am if you
Right.
clearly didn't take the time to invest in figuring out who I am. I'm an open book.
Right.
You can't figure it out? I'm not going to apologize for being who I am.
See, and that's what I like about Donald Trump. That's exactly what I like about Donald Trump.
well, one
Because
of
we
them
all know
is-
who he is,
Right?
what he stands for,
Yeah.
and what he's going to do.
I-
He doesn't hide, and there's nothing behind the curtain with Donald Trump.
Except for the Epstein list.
I do wish he would
Well, we all
apologize.
do.
I do wish he would apologize for a couple things. Doesn't have to do a huge thing,
Right.
but having the jabs in the warp speed was a
Yes.
huge mistake.
Yes.
Coming out 3 weeks ago and blowing up at everybody when he could have just simply said, they've spiked this whole file and there's some lies in it about me, but we're going to release it and we're going to expose the lies and we're going to get the people that actually were involved. If he'd have
Right.
done that, instead of coming out and saying, people who want this list are not my supporters anymore and I don't want anything to do with you. That was a horrible.
Yes.
And so there's a couple times, very few, where an apology would go huge.
Sure.
You know, I mean, Reagan and a number of other people, presidents, that came out and took ownership of stuff and apologized for things. It did more than if they wouldn't have been. It bumped them even more if they wouldn't even have been involved in the issue to begin with.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a slight misstep. But I agree with you. Trump is a very strong,
Yes.
very self-assured man, and that's one
Right.
of his strengths. But every once in a while, you go, "Yeah, I kind of fucked that up,"
Right.
you know, and that's okay to do.
Yeah, and it's
You're never
affected
gonna get
his
it perfect.
approval rating. He's dropped under 50%.
Mhm.
He was. I checked the polls this morning. He was at 48%,
Mhm.
with
Well, you could-
51%.
I checked the RCP average from
most part, because you can have one poll that as Larry would say, the libtards would use, where it's like he's like 37 approve.
He's doing Larry now. I love it.
Yeah.
Where like he's at like 37 approval, and there's another poll where it's like by Rasmussen, it's like Trump plus 5. So
Yeah.
You got to just aggregate. You got to aggregate all the stuff. and
See,
then
I
come
don't.
to it.
I gave up on RCP because it takes inaccurate political polls and puts it in with accurate ones, and
Well, that's why
everything
it's
up.
an aggregator.
Yeah,
it's an average.
Yeah, that's why. That's why.
Not all polls share the same weight.
Right. See, the reason I use Rasmussen is a poll that takes actual fair samplings instead of trying to front load them by asking too many libtards or too many independents. It keeps it pretty well balanced, right? But they also interview. They also look at actual likely voters,
Right.
not just anyone.
Right.
So
I apologize for his outburst of laughter.
Sorry.
It's like you handing somebody your cell phone in the middle of my dialogue.
yeah,
It's fun.
I'm sorry. I just looked over and saw what was on
So So Jeffrey Mayo, the Livingston Strangler, is piping in over here with a $5 super chat. Hey y'all, I just wanted to check in because I'm so black. I moved to your area, the area of what is it? Waipipio. So I would look even more black, and now I need your vote for council, or I'll strangle Larry to death. I know I can count on you. That was a $5 super chat. Thank you, Jeff, for that. And he said, if I don't, another $2 super chat. He said, if we don't vote for him, then you ain't black.
yes.
So, and he says, Jeremy, remember that.
Well, you gotta remember, Jeffrey Amayo only strangles white girls.
This is true. And then another $2 super chat from the same Jeffrey. I plowed Mama Bear when she said black husband. She was thinking of me. I don't even know. Listen, what dis yo boy mean about aggregator? Dude, I can't even read your Ebonics shit. Wait, I got it. Hold on. I got it. Where's it at? Oh, shit. I don't have my glasses on. I'm blind. They're getting better.
Hello. Do you speak English, sir? English, motherfucker. Do you speak it?
Jeff, I just want to ask.
Parla usted English?
Not Ebonics, bro.
English, motherfucker. Do you speak it?
That's all I want to know, bro. Because whatever that Ebonic could, that looks like somebody's typing in German or some shit. Am I right?
Was that Samuel
Was
Jackson?
das mean
that
about the aggregator?
Yeah. Sam Jackson.
Well, I'm a mushroom cloud laying motherfucker.
He's got a language on him. He's got a little bit of a.
Yeah.
I like him. All right, so we got through disclaimers finally after an hour. We sort of started on time.
I loved it.
Not quite.
I thought he was wonderful in The Time to Kill.
Dude, that's a great one.
Yes.
I love him in The Negotiator.
Yes.
And Long Kiss Goodnight. Have you
Yes.
watched that one?
No.
Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina Davis.
You want more ice?
Phenomenal. Yes, please. Are you going to get your own ice?
No.
Okay. But thank you.
I still think you should watch The Handmaid's Tale.
Dude, I'm not doing it. You said how horrible it was. Hey, brothers, I love Jeffrey, and no one works as hard as Trayvon at mowing lawn. Just ask Mr. Coffee. Okay. All right. Apparently. I don't know why you're doing this on my show, man. Your chats are...
It's because he's paying money.
He's paying...
$2 and $10 chats.
Don't slam the door, Teddy. We can hear it up here. I don't know if anybody can hear it. I can hear it.
The door closes, yes.
I'm gonna turn the cave shot on when he comes out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
Of course, he goes into the main bathroom instead of
He's using the
the
girls.
man side.
You didn't like to use a standee.
Bovey says Barron left to start his own podcast. Wouldn't be the first time somebody started one on a Tuesday night.
Oops.
Speaking of which,
Was
we're going
that
to
a
get.
burn?
I have no burns. No burns. Only the cigarette burns from my friends.
Your friends don't smoke cigarettes, do they?
I've had a few in the past.
Yeah.
I want to get into this. I call this Dominion tonight. It's based on a conversation Patrick and I started to have earlier today. And I want to deal with this a little bit. We're going to quote Genesis. We'll get a little bit serious, but we'll keep it light too. In Genesis, and I'm going to try to pull this up real quick. I didn't have it loaded, but I'm going to pull it up real quick. Genesis 1, verse 28. And I'm going to highlight it real quick for everybody. But this is the account of creation. And I need to do a whole show. Well, I'm going to do a whole show on this at one point. I already had the title. I worked on it for about 1.5 years now as far as the content. But I'm going to launch a show called You're Stuck on the... Yeah, you're in between. There you go. You want me to hit that?
Oh, I don't know. I was just...
Okay.
I was actually...
We'd have to do wall feed.
Yeah. I'm going to get out of that.
Okay. Back out of that real quick. But I'm going to do a show called The Mark of an Educated Mind. So there's this quote from Aristotle. They don't get it always right, but it's that the mark of an educated mind is to be able to entertain an idea without embracing it. Meaning you can think about it. You don't have to acknowledge that it's right, but you can at least ponder it and think about it. And so I want to throw a whole bunch of concepts out, different episodes, for people just to think about. I don't want you to buy into it or agree. I want you to think about it because fundamentally, here's the idea. The word repentance in the New Testament, right? It's a French word, and it literally means to feel remorse or contrition. Thank you, Teddy, for one's past sins. That's the French word. But the actual Greek word, metanoeo or metanoi, depending on the tense of the word, meta and noi or noeo. Noi, off the top of my head, means a thought, and noeo means it's the process of thinking. So it's just a tense. But meta means metamorphosis, right? A metamorphosis. Okay, meta. So literally the word that we think of as repent throughout the New Testament literally simply means to think differently or change your mind. Change your mind or think differently. You guys can look that up. Blue Letter Bible, you can look that up. The whole point is when John the Baptist and Jesus both came on the scene and they were saying to the Israelites there, they were saying repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. They were not saying feel bad for your sin. They were saying think differently or you're going to miss the kingdom. Change your mindset. And life is always about a continual process of changing your mind. In fact, in Romans 12:1, it says, 12:1 and 2, it says that we're to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. So then we can test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. That's literally verse 2 is what I said, but 1 and 2 go together. The whole idea there is that we are transformed to become the new creation that we are meant to be by constantly challenging our thought processes, challenging our mindsets, and becoming who God created us to be. So if we don't sit down and look at every single thing that's out there that pertains to us, that has an effect on us, and say, I'm going to challenge that belief process right now, then we're not moving forward. And I used to say it in many messages, sermons that I would do in church, that if you're not willing to challenge your belief system to the point of destroying it, then it's no more real than the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus. If you can't go through a process of challenging your own, what you believe, to the point of potentially finding out that it's wrong, then you haven't explored it. And I don't want to be that person that finds out that I believed something and never challenged it and then find out later it was wrong. That doesn't mean you you become an agnostic or an atheist or some stupid. Like, it just means that you're challenging that. You're testing it. Our kids are a huge example. They test us all the time. You know, they're testing our love. Is my parent going to swap my rear end when I get out of line, or are they going to let me run over them? Because in Proverbs it talks about that if you fail to discipline your child, he will grow to hate you.
Yep.
Because the child knows you don't actually care for him. We got to correct our children, as well as love them unconditionally.
So if you have a son, what you're saying, if you have a son and he puts on a dress and puts on makeup and goes to school, you're actually supposed to correct that behavior? I mean other than Halloween.
You wear a dress on Halloween, Larry?
No.
Oh.
But somebody might.
Somebody might.
But, I mean, there's a difference between doing it as a gag and a difference of trying to live that way.
I think you're talking a little more about transparent beliefs, things that you believe.
100%.
And I'll give you a real strong example of that. To walk on a bed of coals the length of this table that's about 10 inches deep, hot enough to cook a steak with your bare feet would seem impossible. You would say,
I've seen it done.
I've done it. I have personally done it more than once. And it's an extremely empowering experience, because if you can walk across a bed of coals and not burn your feet, you come to the conclusion that I can do absolutely anything I put my mind to. I just have to be 100% committed to it. Not 98%, but 100%. There's no such thing as 110. Just 100% committed.
Right.
And it's a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
It's not a macho thing. If you're going to, I'm a he-man, I can do that.
That's the wrong mindset.
That's the wrong mindset,
Yeah.
and you are going to get hurt.
Yeah.
It's a very spiritual experience. But at any rate, that, I think, speaks to what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I wanted to point this verse out tonight and get your guys' I'll have a little bit of dialogue around the table, but here's the thing. I'll go to the wall feed here. This is Genesis chapter 1, and it says in verse 27, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every creature that moves along the ground. Now, I want to clarify, because it says over every creature that moves along the ground. Some people could say, well, that's, every creature, isn't man a creature? No. And I'll come back to the table real quick while I look this verse up. Where's my blue little Bible? There it is. I wanted to get this one to you guys. So the word there, I like the King James on this, but I also like the New King James on it. The New King James flows better, but here it is right here. It says, over every living thing that moves upon the earth. Well, if you look this up, the cool thing about the Blue Letter Bible is it comes over and it says, you go down and it says over, what version am I in? Over every living thing. It's talking about creeping things. I looked it up on my laptop earlier. Anyways, talks about every creeping thing. To creep, there it is. So every creeping thing. So I'm not giving you a false sense. To creep, move lightly, move about, walk on all fours. So when it's talking about, it says, I give you dominion over the fish, the birds, all this stuff, and everything that creeps in the earth. Nowhere in that passage does it say anything about other mankind. In fact, if we go back to the New King James here, it says, then God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit within it, fruit with seed in it, and they will be your food. And to all the beasts of the earth and all the birds of the sky and all the creatures that move along the ground, everything that has the breath of life, I give every green. So he's saying, look, you got all the trees for everything. Whole point. If you get this concept, okay, that the Lord gave man dominion over the earth, and over the fish and the birds and everything creeps on the ground. Everything, basically what I showed you in the blue letter on there that says everything that moves on 4 legs, right? On all 4s. Right there. You can see that behind me. Moves on all 4s. Nowhere in that passage does the Lord give dominion to man over other men. When you have true dominion, you control yourself, and then you control. I have fish here. Bobby likes to call, or Palooza likes to call them my gay fish, but I have fish. We have chickens at the house. I got rabbits that come up here and run around the whole place. You know, we got cranes over there. I lived on a farm, so we had cows in the past. We had pigs. But either way, we have dominion over. If I go fishing with buddies of mine, like Patrick, I can have some dominion over those fish. If I catch them, I own. I don't know how much you want to dive into it, Patrick, dealing with this, but I want to show that everybody who's not in step with God, who's not doing what they're supposed to do, they want to control other people because it's a perversion. God gave us dominion over ourselves and over our surroundings, the fish, the birds, the land, but not dominion over each other.
Right.
What God gave us was partnership with each other. So God's the senior partner. I'm a junior partner in my walk in life, in whatever endeavors I'm supposed to do. If I partner, I was even talking to was I talking to you about that? Where if I hire somebody to work for me, I don't see them as an employee or a human resource. They are a junior partner in my endeavor. And I give them an expectation of what I want them to do as a junior partner. We're partnering together. We're working together. Proverbs talks about how can two walk together unless they agree? And if two work together, they lighten each other's load.
We did talk about this. You were talking about how corporations and businesses have a human resource department, and people are not resources. They're partners in the project of running this business or department or whatever it is. When you become just a resource,
Well, and hasn't the mindset permeated us to where we look at people in foreign countries or people that we can easily dismiss or disagree with as expendable? Like our humanity doesn't apply to those people.
Right.
That's not right.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at this idea of why do we have, right now we're dealing with the Epstein list, right? That's a thing that's not going away in the national discourse. What does it stem from? Well, the people that were in control didn't want Donald Trump in control, so they have spiked, so the term spiked means they would take a cannon and they would put stuff in the cannon so that when it went off, the ball couldn't leave the cannon. The cannonball couldn't leave the barrel, and it would blow up. They were spiking the cannon so that if you put a ball in there, it would blow up. Okay, so they spiked the story. Another term that they use, they salted the story. They put a bunch of different flavorings on it. They've tried to include Trump in things that he never did with Epstein and remove themselves from it. That's part of the list. But why? Why was that there? Why was the Russia collusion? Because these people on the left, and I'll lay this out and then I want everybody's take, especially Larry. On the left, they want to have control because they don't have true control of themselves, and they find that the only way that they can function is to try to control other people. So it's a perversion of Genesis 28. I give you dominion over the earth, not over other people. So they want to have dominion over other people. The left wants to have dominion over other people because they're perverted already and they want to control them. But we have the same problem on the right of people wanting to have control, and that's something I want you to go into after I throw this to Larry. But on the right side of it, which is why I withdrew from most local politics and lost a good, 2/3 of our audience over it. because they just don't see me there. And then whatever other people are saying, fine, whatever. I don't care. Because I'm not trying to control people, and I'm not trying to be an authority figure. I'm not trying to be in power. But I watched it. You watched it.
Yeah, I relived it.
On the local levels,
Yeah.
where these people, I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you working so hard to destroy somebody else for a position? What does that get you? Why don't you build other people up? Why don't you lift those people up? So what I've found in life is that there is a control mechanism within people who desire to have. Not everybody desires the power. There's very few people. Donald Trump, I put him in that category of the very few people who are in power but don't use that power to destroy people. He gets up and praises the biggest idiots. We were like, why are you endorsing that idiot? You know? But he gets up there and says, you know, he's a good guy. I really appreciate him. Until it gets to a certain point where he has to acknowledge that guy's an asshole. You know? He just endorsed Rogers again for Senate. Huge mistake. Bad endorsement.
Yes.
So I want to throw it back over and get Larry's opinion first on this. The left wants to control because they're self-destructive and they want to destroy everybody else and sit on top of the pile of ashes.
Mm-hmm.
But the right also wants to control because they think they've got it figured out and their way is right and everybody should listen to them. And it's the best thing for America. Listen to what I have to say. And both of them fail to realize that they're factioning and trying to control other people when if they would just partner with people, connect with people, find out the strengths and weaknesses of the people around them, and create a coalition with a leader, but the leader leads in partnership.
Actually, Republicans are better at that than the Democrats.
Absolutely, but they still have that same flair, and you've experienced it. I've experienced it.
Right.
Patrick's experienced it.
Yeah, and we do need Republicans need to understand they need that big tent, right? And the other party is just nuts.
Right.
You can't partner with them because
No, you can't.
They're literally insane.
Correct.
You know, so they don't have anything positive to contribute.
Correct.
So they're on the wayside.
Yeah.
You know, but there's a lot of people in the Republican Party that could benefit by listening.
100%.
You know, and that goes on both sides. I'm talking about the grassroots side as well as the rhino side.
Mm-hmm.
However you want to categorize it, or the people that are in between the grassroots and the rhino.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all these things, you know, everybody needs to listen to each other instead of just saying, oh, they're crazy.
Right.
You know, that doesn't do us all any good.
Correct. And that's
You
a
know,
logical.
It doesn't matter whether I agree with them, whether they say, oh, they're crazy.
Right.
You know, it doesn't do us any good.
And that's another.
We can't win. And I mean, there is a lot of truth to the argument that a rhino, no matter how much of a rhino they are, is still better than having a Democrat, because at caucus time, you get that Republican, even though he's a rhino.
Right.
Right. And that can give you control of the House or the Senate. Right. But there's also truth that these rhinos do a lot of damage when you're door knocking and you're knocking on any doors and somebody here you knock on a door and you say, oh, I'm Larry Parsons. I'm with the Livingston County Republican Party. We're canvassing the neighborhood today. Oh, there's no difference between a Republican and a Democrat. Blah, 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 blah. Boom. But that's never happened, right?
Well, yeah, it does.
No, it does.
That's what I mean. It does happen.
Right.
And it's like what the people that, and I'm not going to say Mike Mueller's name, but what a lot of people do, but a lot of people do, they're sitting over in Three Rivers, or they're over in Oakland County, or they're over in here in Livingston County, and you got, I'm not going to say his name.
Don't say
that's
any names.
voting with Democrats, and it pisses off people in other districts that a Republican is actually enabling nutty policies to take place when they could be the deciding vote.
Right.
So,
So, but that you said a couple different things that really point out what I'm saying is that you're knocking on the door and somebody says, "Oh, there's no difference." Well,
right.
From the outside, a lot of times, one person wants control, nefarious motives on the left. One person wants controls because they believe they've got it all figured out and they're the ones that are right. And both of them are wrong from the standpoint of they're trying to control other people.
Right.
When you empower other people, when you elevate other people, that's what we saw with you mentioned the grassroots. What were they doing? They were just average people that got together and agreed, and then they looked, and then they pushed up grassroots candidates all across America that stood up and operated there. And then the old establishment came in and said, "Oh, we got to figure out how to control these people so they vote for the people that we want. We can't have these grassroots people thinking for themselves and doing other." And they lost. We watched it from.
They threw Michigan through the House and the Senate away.
Yeah.
They threw it away.
Exactly.
You know, we had the majority.
Yep.
They decided to go after some grassroots candidates.
Right.
One of them we know, Mike Detmer.
Yeah. They would rather destroy their own base.
They destroyed their own majority because of that.
Mm-hmm.
They threw it out the window.
Yeah.
The Republican Party didn't get beat in that election. They threw it away.
Right. And that's my point is you sit back and you think, and I want Patrick to address this here in a minute. We sit back and think, why would they do this? And I'm going to tell you right now, the number one problem that every single person deals with from spiritual warfare, and I do a whole teaching on this. I've done it. I've taught it for 20 plus years. Your number one problem is not the devil. Everybody goes, "Oh, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and spiritual forces and deceivers and then spiritual forces." And I go, those first two categories, you're reading them wrong. It's not two devils, not four devils. Principalities, it means beginnings. The Lord said to Jeremiah, "I created you. I formed you to be a prophet. Don't tell me that you can't do this job. I created you that way." The second one is powers. You look up the Greek word for that. It's literally the power of choice. It's literally the definition. Go to Blue Letter Bible, look up Ephesians chapter 6. So our first two spiritual battles are, what was I created for? Why am I here? And what decisions do I need to make in line with that? And most people never figure that out. And so they don't figure out who they really are, and they're making shitty decisions based on that. You know, when you're in the right place before God, in your power, in your position, you don't care if anybody follows you. You don't care if anybody tunes in. You appreciate when people do. You're thankful when they do. You love the interaction, but it doesn't make or break you. And we've got a lot of leadership. The vast majority of leadership on both sides of the party are narcissists. Yeah. They kind of worship themselves. They're pumped up and look at themselves. And one on the left, they're narcissists and they're demonic. Mm-hmm. Well, we also got a pretty good slew of narcissists on the Republican side.
Oh, yeah.
Who will destroy themselves, lose the House, wipe out votes, instead of partnering with good-hearted people.
I watched it a lot. I watched some very, very good people in the Republican Party who were committed to making it happen, worked hard, door knocking, standing in front of polls. I was one of them. And, meetings constantly, going out and making calls and meeting with, township supervisors, et cetera, to get the word out. And then all of a sudden, they're crap. They're fighting against them, and they're fighting amongst each other, and they're trying to throw people out. I watched a lot of good people walk away from the Republican Party, not wanting to work with them on a local level, just because of that. Mm-hmm. They're tired of they don't want to deal with the infighting. Yeah, when I walked away from it, I actually got an attorney involved because I was concerned and I wanted to make sure that I had a clear slate and I wasn't, going to have somebody coming after me for stupid shit, because that's what happens. So, you're volunteering I mean, just today, okay, I've got two things going on here. One is I want to go out and get signatures on a petition for Axe My Tax. I think it's a very valid, worthy cause, and I'm willing to do it. I've talked to a lot of people. They want to sign up on it. But at the same time, I'm looking at, if I'm going to be outdoor knocking, I want to get some signatures for Anthony Hudson. I was flat out told that if I was going to be carrying the Axe My Tax petition, that I could not carry a petition for Anthony Hudson. Who in the hell are they to tell me what I can do? Is it not my feet going out there and walking up down sidewalks and knocking on doors and talking to people?
Right.
Who are they to tell me what I can and cannot do? But they're definitely doing that.
They're trying to control you. That's
Right.
the whole point. They're
That's the
trying to
point.
control you
So,
and have dominion over you.
yeah.
And they don't want to have that's the sad part about it.
Yeah.
I've seen so many people. I've done this. I've done church ministry. I've done construction. I've worked in so many other areas. I started a hockey team. We won 2 different championships, local championships. Tuesday night 30 and over league. I started that team. I was the goalie. And what you have to do in all of those arenas is you have to tap into the strengths and weaknesses of the people around you. You really have to invest in them. You have to know them, know who they are, and then you have to be in partnership with them and let them do their thing. I don't want to control you. I want to empower you to do what your talents and skills afford you to do.
Yeah.
Give you the ability to do. I want you to do that. And then our partnership, I'll benefit from our partnership because I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try to do the best on my end. I can't be a goalie and a defenseman and an offensive goal scorer. All I can do is be the goalie. So I have to partner with my defenseman, with my scoring, my offensive guys. I have to. And people don't get this. When you're on a construction site, you got to trust those guys. Did you put those nails in? I'm going to teach you some stuff. I'm going to show you some stuff. But then, every construction site that I was on in the early years, there's so many projects where I got to a certain point with my guys that I empowered them so much that they would turn around in the morning after I gave the morning speech of what I was expecting of them. They would look over and go, "What are you still standing up here? Don't you have some paperwork to do?" They didn't need me to swing a hammer because I empowered them. I trained them and empowered them to do the work to the point that they would look back at me and go, "We got this, boss. We got it." You know what I would do on my job sites for years if I had a consistent crew? I'd haul the 2x4s. I'd go get the nails. When it was hot out like it is right now, I was the one walking around with the water and taking their hat off while they're swinging a hammer and dumping the water in their hat, putting their hat back on and pouring it over their back to cool them off. Hundreds of times. Dude, I can't tell you. You know why? Because I trained them and I empowered them in their strengths. I'd look at my guys and I go, "You know what? You're really good at that stuff over there. I need you to go over there and work on that trim. You're really good at this framing, and I need you to lay out these next few walls." But it just boggles me that we've got on both sides of our parties. Of course, the left are just whacked out. Absolutely. But they're operating that same perversion of thinking they can control other people. But the Republicans in leadership do the same thing. I want to control that person. Stop trying to control people, man. Control yourself and partner with people.
Yeah.
Stop this. It's
Bullshit.
This is what we have a problem with in our parties. And I witnessed it firsthand. I came in and I said to the leadership, I said, "I'm here. What do you need me to do? I'm here to help. I'm here to partner with you." And then I literally watched other people undermine and undermine and undermine. And now they're sitting back going, "We need help. Can you come in and help? We need help." And I'm going, "Not me. Not right now." And maybe that's my pride right now, but no. You don't want to partner with the people that came here willingly as grassroots people who wanted to help. You came in here and you wanted to control the narrative and you want to control the people. And instead of partnering with them, you wanted to control them. And you know me, Larry. I said, I'm not into this shit. If you don't want to empower people and help them be the best that they can be in whatever place they find themselves, you're not working towards their best and your best. You're trying to control people. And that, from Genesis chapter 1, is the exact opposite of what God wants. He wants partners, and he wants people who take dominion over themselves and their kingdom, for lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can give you the shot of the man cave. All right? Everybody loves the shot of the man cave. That's just part of it, okay? This is my place. I take dominion over my place. I walk through, I speak peace over this place. When people walk in, they go, man, it just feels, they use different words, comfortable or nice or whatever. It just feels nice. And I go, yeah, because I'm a man of peace. So I speak peace over my environment. So when people walk into my environment, they feel it. Am I trying to control those people when they walk in? No, I'm creating an environment where they are comfortable and enjoy themselves. Not comfortable being bad, comfortable enjoyment. When they come in, they go, wow, this is great. And I go, you know what? This is so people can come and enjoy themselves. That's what I'm doing with my environment. When you walk into somebody else's environment and they're walking, I had pastors years in the past where they would come visit your house. You're part of a congregation, they come visit your house because they're checking you out.
Confused.
I literally, one of the last times that there was one congregation I was part of for a little while, and when the pastor was like, he come over, hey, I can't remember what they called me back then. I'm going to come over for a visit. Are you home? Come over. He comes into my house, checking things out. I'm like, hanging out. I'm like, okay, cool. You know. And then I'm in the sermon the next week. I was over at Minister Jeremy's house, checked out his place. Oh, man, he's good, man. He's a good man. I was like, so you did an investigation to see whether I fit your criteria? If you can't read my spirit and know from God that I'm a good person, I don't know what you're doing as a leader. And I don't know what we're doing partnering together. And it wasn't too long after that. I was like, Lord, I don't feel, I got to get out of here. You know? So what I'm trying to say to everybody is, we have this huge issue on both sides of the aisle. Obviously, the left are a bunch of whack jobs. But on the right, we have the same problem without the pedophilia and depravity.
Just a different
unless
twist.
Unless it's Haster, you know.
Yeah.
We do have some pedophiles on our side, and some light in the loafer Lindsey Graham types on our side too. But no matter what, you go, what drives these people? They want to control you.
No.
They don't want to empower you. They don't want to liberate you. That's why Trump is such an enemy. And that's why they surround him with all these neocons and all of these deep staters, because he wants to liberate people to be the best that they can be, because he knows that a rising tide raises all ships. And he's like, listen, I want to empower the American people.
Right. Trump understands the founding documents, and he understands that the power is with the people, not in the government.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the things I like about the guy.
100%.
Is he fully understands what this country is supposed to be about. While the Democrats keep shouting the word democracy, 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 the United States of America is not now, and nor ever has been a democracy.
It's a representative republic.
Constitutional republic.
Constitutional republic.
The Constitution limits the powers of government.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all the Constitution does, is tell the government what it can't do.
Yep.
And the enumerated powers of government are, what's the quote? Select and few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's meant to be limited. That's why the power. That's the power of the United States of America when it was founded. The power of it is that it was based on we the people. It was empowering each and every person to be a partner in this great experiment.
And we've got
liberty.
This country's gotten so far away from its constitutional founding.
Well, look what we do. We got this nanny state going on where they continually are eroding our liberties that are not supposed to be even able to be eroded.
I'm glad you brought that up. Eroding.
do the clip, but I don't think I have it in here. Go.
I love that movie.
Bruce Almighty's awesome.
Yes,
Dude.
yeah, I love that movie.
Is it my hair? Go, Larry.
Yeah, that's since you wanted to bring about there was when you were talking about eliminating rights, and there was a case, the Supreme Court case that came out, another victory for Christians because a state, and I can't remember which state it was, but a state had denied a Christian couple their constitutional right to adopt because they answered the question on the adoption form that did they support the LGBTQ community.
They said no.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court ruled that you can't do that.
That you can't.
Because they sued justifiably on First Amendment grounds that violated their religious beliefs. And the Supreme Court agreed.
So what you're saying is something like this, where we have a controversy erupts after homosexual pedophile shows off baby obtained via crowdfunded surrogacy? You mean when those guys right there, sexual abuse of child, primary offense, and that guy right there, so he gets to adopt, but the Christian couple don't.
That's correct.
Until the Supreme Court said,
you can't do that.
You can't do that. You can't discriminate because if
Well,
Mr.
they
Sexual
should-
Abuser, that's
They knew they couldn't do that, but they did it anyway.
of course, because they're going to get away with. That's the thing that people don't get about dominion, is I'm going to push every boundary. It's the first murder was based on dominion. Oh, my sacrifice wasn't good enough. I'm going to kill you. What's the ultimate dominion perversion of dominion that you can have? Take somebody else's life. That's the ultimate perversion of domination.
Or throw a Corona bottle at him.
I don't think that even equates. Where are my bottles? Dude, somebody took my bottles. I don't even have a bottle to throw. All I've got is a fucking cap. Anyways, that's not right. Shouldn't be that angry. But you're exactly right. And that's what I'm trying to say to people tonight is, look, it's about what do you think's going on between Hillary and Obama and all this other, the Russia. They want to control you.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
And the only president we've had in, I think Reagan was this way, but not as assertive as Donald Trump has been. But the only president we've had in the last 100 years, really, since Teddy Roosevelt, FDR still wanted to have a lot of controls. He introduced the New Deal, which was not liberating to people, was more government control.
Right.
I think the only president that we've had, at least in the last 100 years, that wanted to liberate the people once again to be their own sovereigns, to be their own, have their own dominion.
Right.
You know,
and everybody, every time I log onto the internet and all I hear is Epstein. All right, come on. Trump just brought in some more trade deals.
Mm-hmm.
Right now they're talking about giving everybody a $2,400 check because of the $100 billion that has come in because
100%.
These trade deals. Right. Trump just signed an executive order deregulating gas cans. You know those piece of
shit cans.
Yes.
It's past 9 o'clock. What do you got? Jesus people tuning in?
Piece of junk.
Yeah.
Gas
you can't
cans.
get gas.
See, I won't buy a
What'd I
new
say?
gas can. I bet for the past 10 years I've been going to garage sales buying up every gas can I can find.
I spent cumulatively an entire day with my mother-in-law driving around between Harbor Freight, Tractor Supply, Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards, looking for replacement hoses to put on existing cans.
Yes.
So that we didn't have to fight with those stupid fucking cans.
Yes.
Have you found them?
Oh yeah, I got a whole stash.
Hell
yeah, bro. I got a whole stash down there. Yeah. We were like, she's like, we'll buy one No, buy 2. It was a pack. Like they came 2 in a package. She's like, no, buy 2 packages. I'm like, Ma, we don't even. I got them home. I put them on the cans. I was like, yep, that fits. It's not leaking. She's like, okay, we're going back and buying them out.
Well, where do you go to buy them?
I can't remember. Dude, we went like to 15 different places trying to find these nozzles. I got them hanging. I should confiscate them. I should like hide them.
I'm gonna actually confiscate one on my
Dude.
way home.
Because she's up there with rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah.
Trying to put gas in the mower. Now I usually put gas in the motor, but every once in a while she'll get frisky and she'll want to put gas in herself. I'm like, what are you doing?
Who was mowing the lawn when I drove up?
I've never mowed the lawn here in 12 years.
Was that your mother-in-law that was on
That's
zero
her
turn?
mower. That's her zero turn. That's
Yeah.
her mower. I changed the oil. I probably about 85-90% of the time put the gas in it. I changed the blades. I've never mowed the lawn. I've pulled it out of the garage and everything like that. And she goes, nope, that's one of her things. She mows the lawn. I've had people come up and go, you can't mow your own lawn. I'm like, if my mother-in-law let me, I would mow this lawn every time it needed mowing.
Yeah.
That's her thing, man.
You know what?
She gets out there and goes.
Yeah,
she
my,
loves it.
my daughter
gets
on the zero turn and cuts her grass. And when at their last house, they didn't have a zero turn. They had a regular tractor.
Mhm.
That was her tractor.
100%.
My son-in-law doesn't cut the grass.
Rural King, you're right, Dale. That was one of the places we had. It might have been Rural King that had it. You're right, Dale. So you saw Vicky come when you saw her mowing?
I saw somebody mowing, but
no,
I didn't know who it was.
On this property,
It's Vicky.
if somebody's mowing,
In front of the house.
it's Vicky.
Yeah.
Now we got to figure this out because this will crack you. Let's tell you how this woman is. She's getting surgery. She has to go in for surgery tomorrow at 11. So the surgery will probably happen at 11. She's got a couple bone spurs on this one shoulder, and it's been hurting her a lot. So it's got a bone spur, so it's got a couple tears. So they're going to grind down the bone spurs, and they're going to clean up the whole cap for her shoulder. So she's going to be down for, a couple months for that to heal all up?
I bet not.
No, she won't. 2 weeks tops.
Not from what you described.
Well, yeah.
Maybe a normal person.
So when you guys drive in here at 7, almost 8 o'clock at night to get here for the show, and my mother-in-law's mowing, it's because she knows she's going to be lame for the next week or two, or at least before she gets all frisky. And she's like, I got to mow the lawn. Probably this coming week, she'll be like, I need you to mow. I can't, my shoulder's not working right just yet. It'll be the first time I ever mowed the lawn.
She'll be mowing it with her foot. She'll get it figured out.
I have pictures of her in her the Russian Polish hats,
Babushka.
the babushkas. I got her in that hat out here mowing this lawn, dude. Like just before the snow flies in November, like it's still warm enough. And she's like, well, the grass is still growing. I'm going to get out there and mow. And she goes to town out there mowing. I'm like, what are you doing? And then she'd be like, I ran over some stuff. We got to change the blade. I got blades here, dude. There's a whole specific for the zero turn jack that you use to, and I'm like, she's like, I think we need to change the blade. And it's all this, I don't mow the lawn here, dude. It cracks me up. She did, at one point years ago, hire one of my son-in-laws to mow the lawn, and he mowed like twice. And she's like, I don't like the way he did it. He's done. He's done, dude. So that's what I'm saying, dude.
Control. There he goes.
But she's having control over her land.
Yeah, no.
It's
different.
And that's the difference in it. But
control.
Control.
She has dominion over you in terms of mowing the lawn.
Yes.
It's
like when I'm going camping, and then my wife looks over at me and says, why are you using cruise control? Well, we're on the freeway, and you get better fuel economy. You're going to make me throw up. Turn off the cruise control.
Throw up? Most people, when they don't use cruise control, speed up and slow down subconsciously.
Right.
Where you hit, I do it. That's why I use cruise control. Because I'll find myself slowing down.
You get better mileage.
You get better mileage. And
I proved that to her. She bought a Ford Escape at one point, and it was supposed to get like 31 miles to the gallon. She can only get 26 to 28. And I said, watch.
Use your cruise control.
We went to Frankenmuth, and I set the cruise control. We fueled up when we left the house. right? We got up to Frankenmuth. I fueled up again. I set the mileage on the speedometer or the odometer, right? And I wrote down the miles, wrote down the gallons, and divided it, and I got 32. Why?
Cruise
control. Right. No, exactly right.
So
But that's having control over your environment versus trying to control another person.
Or being married to a control freak.
Well, they sit in the passenger seat and try to. I used to. My first car was a Ford Pinto station wagon, 1979 Ford Pinto station wagon.
Yeah, I remember those.
My stepdad got it from the junkyard for $200 and had to work on the carburetor. If I knew then what I know now, I would have done additional work on that carburetor and wouldn't have had the trauma that I had of having to hold the brake while I feathered the gas because it would stall at every stop sign or stoplight. But one of the things that was interesting about it was all of that work got done on it. At one point, I didn't have the nut on the steering wheel. So every once in a while, people would say stuff. I'm driving and they go, dude, you got to, I go, you want to drive? And I would pull the steering wheel off and I'd do this. And they go, dude. And I'd pop the steering wheel back on. I'm like, it's all good, man. But I would literally pull that steering wheel off the column and go, you want to drive? No, put it back. All right, then shut up.
I would have taken that Pinto station wagon, right? Because those were cool cars.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I'd have dropped like a 460.
I had the, whatever it was, this 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
351 anyway.
Yeah. 351.
Well, this was, it had the automatic. What I loved about it was I'd put it in reverse and I'd floor it and I'd wait till I got like to where it was limit rev. The RPMs were almost maxed and I'd slam on the brakes, spin the wheel, and I'd do a complete 180 and slap it into drive and floor it. And I could fly with that thing, dude. It was a POS, but it was fun. Wow, that. My next one was a Ford Escort, and I beat the shit out of that car too.
Yeah, my first car was a 1970 Cougar XR7.
I think the Pintos got a nickname. They called them toaster ovens.
That was, yeah. Well, the Pintos and the they messed up on the Mustangs at one point. The flaw with the Pinto station wagons. Now, I had the station wagon. The Pinto,
No.
Right.
versus the Pinto station wagon.
Right.
So the Pinto and the Mustang both got a bad reputation because instead of putting in a piece of metal in the trunk, they used the gas tank
was the
as
trunk.
the
Yep.
bottom of the trunk.
Right. Yep.
And so if the car got hit in the ass end of it,
Yep.
there was no extra layer of
Right.
metal
Yeah.
to prevent
Yeah,
the
there was
tank
a
from
body
going up.
bolt that hung down
that would
right.
pierce it.
that would pierce it in a rear end collision. That tank would come forward.
Yeah.
And that bolt would rip the tank open.
Yep.
And that's
and cause explosion and
that's-
kill.
right. And GM did something similar in their. I call
Vega?
them fireboxes. It's my nickname for a 1970s and 80s Chevy truck is a firebox
Mhm.
because they're square.
Mhm.
Right, the square body Chevys and GMCs, right? General Motors had the brilliant idea of side saddle fuel tanks.
Yeah.
So the fuel tank rested like right where the door in the box was. They slid it in there and put it on the outside of the frame.
Mm.
And if you had twin tanks, you had one on either side.
Yep.
Right? And what happened was some family bought their son, who graduated high school, a brand new Chevy truck.
I think they just settled that.
They paid it's the largest automotive lawsuit in history. GM paid $100 million to that family. He got broadsided, and it was pretty immediate.
Was that just recently, or was that
No, this is back in
years and years ago?
and years and years
And then they
ago.
got the bailout twice.
Yeah, and
That
then
makes sense.
what actually happened was a short time after he got the pickup truck, he got broadsided, and the police officer watched him burn to death, watched him trying to get out of the cab and burning to death, and told his story in court.
His
Because they
deposition.
subpoenaed the police officer, say, what did you see? And he had to tell that gruesome story. $100 million.
Yeah.
It cost General Motors.
And that's that. In contrast, when you actually look up, I think not the Vega, but the what was the one that was that? I don't like the guy. I've never met him personally, but I didn't like it. Not safe at any speed. The Corvair.
Corvair.
The Corvair.
Yeah.
The Corvair. He maligned the Corvair, and there were so many other vehicles that he could have went after. The Corvair, he said, not safe.
Ralph Nader.
Nader. He said, not safe at any speed. He wrote a whole book on it, made his career on it. It's like,
That's a good vehicle.
actually, the Corvair was revolutionary.
Yeah.
It was intercooled like a
Yeah.
Porsche. Had a whole bunch of safety features on it, and he destroyed that car. And to today, that car has a better safety track record than most of the other vehicles that were on the road at the same time.
Yeah. Rear engine.
Rear engine. It had the first set of disc brakes, didn't it? It was
Yeah.
the first set of disc brakes. Very good car, and he lampooned it and destroyed its reputation.
Yeah.
And in the mindsets of people, and people don't get this type of stuff. You gotta do some historical studies and check out things and find out what's going on. Let's get into a little bit of news before we get to Larry's lightning round here. This coming up, there's I don't want to go do those gays. Anyways, let's see here. I want to get to this one. Where's it at? I'm going to tell you about it while I'm finding the article here. So the question was asked to Trump over this past week. Does the presidential immunity that the Supreme Court voted on, what was it, last month, Larry? A month and a half ago?
Yeah, it was
Presidential immunity.
Back,
Was that? No, was that was like
It was a while.
several
back.
months ago.
Yeah, several months ago on the presidential immunity.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're asking, does that presidential immunity help Obama dealing with this?
No, because no, and I'll tell you why it does not.
All right, you tell me why, and I'm going to pull up the article too.
Right, because Barack Obama was not acting in the bounds of his authority as president when he did this. This was not the lawful actions of his duties.
He wasn't president anymore either.
No, he's still launched when
he was doing this as president.
in 2013 they launched this bullshit against Trump.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about specifically is the Trump-Russia dossier.
Yeah.
That's what I'm referring to.
Right.
And that all started while Obama was president from November through January 20th or 21st, the following year, right? And also what he did afterwards. But only the president's lawful duties are protected by presidential immunity. If the president of the United States grabs a firearm and goes and robs a bank, that's not his presidential duties.
Right.
Right. So he's not protected by that presidential immunity.
Right.
But if he decides to, I don't know, bomb bunkers in Iran, that's within his presidential authority.
Yeah.
So he couldn't be prosecuted for that.
Yeah.
He would have immunity.
So I'm trying to find the article here.
It's just like a same thing as a police officer or anything else.
Mhm.
Police officers don't have immunity from misconduct. They only have immunity of their lawful duties.
Yeah.
So what I heard today, and this is very part of it was Robert Barnes was on InfoWars today with Alex Jones. But I've heard it the other day that Robert Burns just confirmed what I'd heard the other day. I'm trying to find the actual article here on InfoWars. I'm scrolling down. I thought I had it right there at the top, and it's not pulling up. We're going to get to this one in a minute. But what it boils down to is if they impeach Obama and Biden, which they can do at any time, they don't have to be a president.
No, they have to. Impeachment is for a sitting president.
That's what I heard from Robert Barnes, constitutional lawyer, said today.
Yeah,
They can launch an impeachment trial.
he's wrong.
Well, I'll defer to Robert Barnes.
So
His whole
okay.
point is, if they impeach him right now,
Mhm.
they remove his presidential immunity through impeachment in Congress. Once they remove his presidential immunity, then what the Supreme Court passed or what they ruled on no longer has any jurisdiction.
Yeah.
And that would send shockwaves through it.
Well, good
because-
luck trying to get 2/3 of the Senate to go along with that.
Correct, but there is what I'm pointing out is that these people freaked out when Trump decided to run.
Mhm.
What happens if they actually have legal ground to incarcerate? And Trump came out today and talked about why he didn't go after Hillary in the first term.
Mhm.
And one of the times he admitted, he's like, I learned a lot from these people, and I learned that was a mistake. I should have went after her. So he didn't quite apologize, but he definitely realized he should have gone after her. So
Yeah, there's
either
no,
way, you're sending ripples throughout the political.
no statute of limitations on treason. Though.
Correct, but treason's much harder to prove. So treason would be one of those acts that Larry's talking about. That is,
Yeah, but this is against the American people. They tried to change the will of the people, and we voted for Donald Trump for president, and they tried to, impeach that. They
tried to undermine it and Russia collusion and meddle with the elections, and that's great. So I listened to Robert Barnes, I listened to Viva Frei, I listened to a bunch of different legal experts as well as political mindsets. So here's the issue: treason is very hard to prove, and I think Larry, you spoke about this before. That treason is very difficult because we're not in a declared war situation where treason would be easy to prove. Okay?
Right. And also, there's only been a couple people in the history of this country that's been charged with treason. I'm not saying that what Obama did wasn't despicable, un-American.
Mhm.
I wish it could be prosecuted under treason, but it can't.
But that's what I'm saying.
But it is a conspiracy against rights. He
Correct.
did conspire.
correct.
And from what I understand, it is also a crime to obstruct or attempt to obstruct the duties of the President of the United States.
Mhm.
Correct.
So, I mean, you have conspiracy against the United States of America, conspiracy against rights. Plus you have like the lying and the fraud. I mean, lying to a FISA court judge,
Mhm.
Fake investigations, fake impeachment scams.
100%.
I even see that one of the biggest problems in this country is you can't sue a politician for lying about another politician.
Right.
They're immune from it. A politician can't sue somebody, like you can't sue a liberal for calling you a Nazi, even though the liberal's really the Nazi.
Mhm.
100%.
Right. And that needs to change. That needs to change. The media that spreads all these lies about Donald Trump should be sued for every lie that they tell.
Yeah.
Every single solitary one.
Well,
And
yes,
sued to oblivion.
he did
Oh,
sue. What was it?
Oh, he's won multiple cases against the media.
Yeah.
But it's not enough because they're not bankrupt yet. They need to be bankrupted and shut down.
Well,
They're not serving the American people. They're not doing. We need a media, but we need to trust them.
Right.
Can you trust CBS? Can you trust NBC? Can you trust MSNBC? Can you trust CNN?
No.
Can you trust PBS? The answer to that is no.
No.
They have a track record of spreading hate, lies, and misinformation.
I understand what you're saying. I would say that I don't want anybody censored.
I don't
And I don't
either.
want anybody. I ultimately don't want. I understand what you two are saying.
No,
But I think-
spreading lies. and
Well, I
false.
think in keeping with the First Amendment is let them say false shit. But we're dealing with right now the EU and of course here in America. Oh, you can't speak against the Jews. Well, if a Jew does something wrong or Israel does something wrong,
Yeah.
how can you tell me I can't speak against it? But they've just passed legislation in the United States Congress that says if you speak against Israel, they're going to come after you. They did it down in Florida. They've done it in other places. So anti-Semitism laws. And it's very broad and it's very subjective to interpretation. I agree with you guys.
You do got to be careful with that because you can't cross a line.
Correct.
Okay, I agree that you shouldn't be able to racially or for religious reasons be able to intimidate somebody else.
Right.
Right? I agree with that. You shouldn't be able to do stuff like that. You shouldn't be able to. I have a problem if you're like inciting a riot. If you got a microphone that like what was that guy's name? Foreman? Or was it George? No, George Foreman was the boxer.
Yeah.
Right. Who was the guy that was choked out?
He wasn't choked out, but yes, that's the narrative.
Allegedly narrative, right? But
he died of fentanyl.
Exactly right. George Floyd.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, George.
But he got it right.
George
Floyd.
Floyd.
He got it right.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, at what point, or like, if somebody's standing there with a microphone in the middle of a riot screaming, burn the MFer down, burn the MFer down. Okay, that's inciting a riot. All right,
100%.
That's inciting terrorism.
It is.
That's a little bit different than walking up to somebody and saying, "You suck."
But isn't this same argument? They say, you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. Well, if there's actually a fire, it's your duty.
Yes,
it's your responsibility to yell fire.
Yeah,
and tell everybody to be calm and peacefully get out to the nearest exit.
Yeah.
So when they say you can't yell fire in a crowded theater, actually you can.
Yeah.
If the situation calls for it.
I was actually in a phone call with a lawyer buddy of mine one time, and we were having the conversation about free speech and the Constitution, and he brought that up. He said, "Well, you can't scream fire in a theater." And I'm like, "Well, you can if there's an actual fire." And he said, "I never thought about it."
And you can actually be held. You can actually be held criminally liable if you were an employee there at the theater.
Yeah.
And didn't yell fire to evacuate people. There are areas where you could be held accountable because you didn't warn people.
Yeah. Well,
it's like when you have
since you're bringing that up on my way here.
Yeah.
I was listening to Laura Ingraham.
Oh shit!
On Fox News.
I'm sorry.
And she was playing a video, right? And I'm listening to the video. There's some riot going on somewhere. She's talking about somebody like beating the crap out of or killing or attempting to kill somebody in this video. There's a whole bunch of people standing around with their video cameras
who didn't do anything.
Yes, they did. They videoed it.
They videoed it, but they didn't stop it.
No, they didn't do a thing.
Yeah, no.
They're all accessories.
They're all accessories.
As far as I'm concerned, every one of them
100%.
is accessory. And it's just like, you have this idiot, right? This idiot governor of New York that's calling for assault bans because some doofus drives across the country and shoots up a building in her state.
Yeah.
You know what the problem was? Where were all the CPL carriers in that building?
Correct.
There aren't any.
There aren't any in New York.
Because you're in New York. You're not allowed to CPL.
And he took out the security people that do have guns.
Right. So this is another gun-free zone that got shot up because of liberal policies.
Right.
What happened up in, was it Gaylord?
Traverse City.
Traverse City. I got that. Is that on your list? Or
so
I got it on my
what
list.
happened up there?
Dude, it's
a good guy with a gun stopped a mass knifing.
Correct. And it says here in InfoWars, man faces terrorism charge for Walmart mass stabbing.
Yes.
Why don't we ban knives?
No, you got to ban Walmart.
No, we're going to ban knives, Larry.
Yeah.
Because of a mass stabbing.
So
Yes.
they did in the UK.
They did. Study. Thank you, Patrick. Study. I love the clink clink. Look at I had Teddy and Patrick both bring me ice today. I got to get an ice maker up over here with the fish tanks so we can go get it. But then we still have to refill. What did you bring back up there, Patrick? Single malt scotch. Oh, I didn't. What brand? He just grabbed a single malt scotch. He's like, I see a single malt. I'm going for it. So this guy, Bradford, 42 of Acton, Michigan, will also face 11 charges of assault with the intent to murder in his rampage Saturday. And you know how he was stopped? Larry said it earlier.
A good man with a gun.
A good man. At least 2 staff members. Let's see right here. The stabbing comes barely a month after again. Oh, this is a separate one, the Wayne Church. I read down too far quickly. Multiple citizens, including one armed with a pistol, confronted Gill in the parking lot and prevented him from harming more people or leaving. On Sunday afternoon, 2 victims remain in a critical condition. So this guy up here in Traverse City just goes into Walmart and starts stabbing people. He got all stabby, and he had a 3.5-inch folding knife and remained there for half an hour until the attack began at 4:45, according to the store's checkout area. And then they surrounded him. Why is it stuck between the two? Larry hits the button sometimes. So yeah, this is the crazy shit. And you know what stopped him from carrying it out more? Somebody armed. Teddy, thoughts?
You know what could stop a lot of these kind of things, like shootings and all the other stuff?
Really good people with guns?
Well, that, but
Mental health?
you reopen the asylums.
Oh, you know what? There is a call for that right now.
Well, guess who was the guy who was mostly responsible for closing down all the asylums?
Do tell.
Reagan.
Reagan. That's why he read the Reagan quote and then was kind of salty about it.
I don't think he's a good president, to be honest.
He's one of the best.
Was he good, but he was hampered by the deep state and didn't realize it?
No, he laid the foundation for neoconservatism and what you call rhinos and part of the Reaganite trickle-down kind of just form of deep state and economics and kind of... I'd have to do a lot.
We're going to have to do this. We're going to have to do a debate.
We'd have to do a debate about it.
Patrick's like, he's not giving you quite the stink eye, but he's giving you the curious eye. Like, really? Okay, do tell. I think the Gipper had pluses and minuses.
Everybody does.
I think the one of his absolute biggest failures on a broad scale was the war on drugs. I think that was the biggest debacle ever.
Iran-Contra would probably be a bigger debacle.
I would put the war on drugs above that. Iran-Contra, I think they kept him in the dark the same way they tried to keep Trump in the dark in his first administration, and they just did whatever the fuck they wanted to.
No, he's always been like, he's got governor of California. Let's be clear. I mean, he did the asylum stuff. He was kind of like he's more left on that than Kamala Harris or Obama ever was. And, amnesty the free, 3 million people is a lot. And then you have the Reaganomics, war on drugs, Iran-Contra. I think it would be better if we'd have to do a whole debate about it, or actually have my thoughts collected on the matter, and I'm not trying to pull stuff out of my ass.
Cindy is asking, who is that guy? Cindy? You got to chime in again. What do you mean? Who's that guy? You mean Teddy across the table from me, or do you mean somebody else that we profiled here in one of the articles? You have to respond to me. And then John Bovey says, are we wondering why it's so blue now? What's blue? Traverse City? That's a sanctuary county now. Homeless everywhere. Whittler's playground. Oh, yeah. So Dale's chiming in on that. Yeah, and from the video that I saw of that guy, he was pretty deranged.
Yeah.
Well, I heard he had decades of other assaults and mental health issues, and
I don't know, a guy at 3.5-inch blade. I wouldn't even need a firearm to take him down.
Oh yeah.
If somebody came, but
my point is that a lot of the problems we have now is just due to the fact that a lot of the people causing it should be kind of in the asylums.
There's that, but there's also if a woman was going through. Oh, that's Teddy saying that Reagan was horrible. That's Teddy. We like Teddy, but he's got his own opinions. That's why I love him on the show. We'll do a whole thing. Maybe we'll sit down and do a whole debate. We'll get our information together, and we'll do a whole thing on Reagan versus. I think they threatened him and then they shot him, and I think he capitulated on a lot of stuff and didn't get his agenda. That's what they tried to do with Trump, shooting him in the ear. They tried to take his head off, but it didn't quite work because God had a hand in there.
Plans.
But anyways, she's asking when Larry comes back from whatever he's doing down there in the bathroom. We'll ask him. But I think the dynamics of this. I'm still reading chat, so I'm getting distracted. I think when you have a young lady that gets raped in a park in a big city, what do? They don't hand out chastity belts and tell all the women to just go with the flow. They set up self-defense classes. How is it that 11 people got stabbed with a 3.5-inch knife and nobody had any self-defense training at all? The Japanese said that they would never attack the mainland of America during World War II because they said behind every blade of grass. This is not public announcements. This is their internal documents. They said because behind every blade of grass is a gun. Our country has become so soft that we're offended by everything. We don't take dominion over ourselves and have self-defense.
Libtards. I was in a meeting last night where had these people getting up and just all women, one after another, screaming about the ICE having an agreement with the local police and how horrible that was. And I got up and said, I've got friends that are FBI agents, friends that are work with ICE, sheriff's deputies, local police. I'm going to tell you something. What they do is a damn hard job.
Yeah, the rank and file.
And I'm glad that they're there doing what they do.
Yep.
Now, if it wasn't for the fact that our previous administration opened up the border and let 15 million people come across, we wouldn't have this problem. Now, I'm sure quite a few of those people that came across have good intentions and they're nice folks and they want to come over here for a better life. But then again, there's probably a good chunk of those people who have real ill intentions. And the ICE population, ICE has to reduce that population, get those people out of here. And how do you know?
Right.
How do you know?
How do you know?
Well, the problem is that these people, they do all this stuff. They're like, oh, we need to let everybody in. Borders are imaginative. Borders are artificial. And then they're like, a few months later, I don't feel safe walking out at night anymore. Where are all the good men?
Everybody that says the borders are imaginable needs to take the locks off their doors and put dummy handles like they have for your closets and just let everybody come live in.
Yeah.
If you think that the borders are imaginable, then your house having a lock on it.
But that's what I'm saying. These
I agree with you.
I want it to be other people's problems, but months later, I don't feel safer walking out at night.
So
what?
It seems that John Bovey is agreeing with you. What is the debate? Reagan signed in the Immigration Reform and Control Act of 1986, and in 3 decades, the white population of the U.S. went from 83% to 61%. And then he asked the question based. And then Cindy, on the other hand, looking at the Walmart attack, says, I would have walked to the sports aisle, picked up a baseball bat, and then put a dent in that boy's head.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
So 2 good debates there in the chat. You know what? I have a very retrospective look at Reagan. I think he was a very good communicator. I give him huge kudos for being there at the forefront of the demise of the Soviet Union, even though that was inevitable.
I think, well, if I may add, I think people just like Reagan because that, 80s were great, right? For the most part, the 80s were, prosperous.
I mean, we got rid of disco.
You got rid of disco, but,
that's the best thing.
Everything, it was like kind of the pinnacle of American culture, and you got a strong economy. And everybody, good old days. Everybody, oh, I know this guy, and everything was so much like more smaller. But what I'm trying to get at, why I don't like Reagan, is what the effects that he had afterward that people kind of around that time don't really seem to pick up on, or they don't.
Ripple effects afterwards.
Yeah, ripple effects afterwards. Maybe things were great while he was president, but the things that he did have done more harm afterwards than good during that time. If you get,
I get that.
It's like what Bon Jovi says. He opens the floodgates with the asylum.
Yeah.
And that kind of is like, oh, that starts the argument of, oh, we should give everybody else asylum.
Not when you have a Biden that says, when I'm elected, it immediately surge to the border. I think Reagan was dealing with a dynamic that he didn't fully understand. What does he say? Bovey says the demographics of our nation in the single most important issue. I don't care if the economy or the boomers' second lake house, it's all downhill from population. I get that. You're talking about the early 80s, all right? If that bill was signed in 86, Reagan took office in 80, okay, or 81, elected in 80. You're talking about a different environment of people that were coming across. I remember people that came across as seasonal workers. It's a much different thing when you fast forward 40 years ahead to what we're dealing with now, where you've got George Soros, BlackRock, State Street, and all these other Democrat-run things where they're trying to replace the population. It's much different in Reagan's 80s when you've got a lot of migrant workers that are just who've been contributing.
I think Reagan had 2 landslides and Bush had a landslide. So what did the Democrats do? They had to act more like what Reagan's platform was.
I think they inspired Ross Perot to undermine.
That's what Reagan was kind of the start of the current neoliberal, global neocon kind of thing that's been taking over that's basically kind of part of the system now. Mm-hmm. Is where Bill Clinton's like, hey man, I'm like Reagan, but I'm a bit younger. I can play the saxophone.
Hey man, I play
Strawberry Bacardi.
What is it?
Strawberry Bacardi.
Was that down there?
Yeah.
Hey man, the bar is stacked. I thought you brought up water with a little ice in it. And then you got it brought up.
I had no idea there was a strawberry.
Put a microphone on before you talk, and put it in the middle this time.
We have like a mini series like for the GSG network where it's like Tech Tips with Larry.
Tech Tips.
Tips
when you
Larry.
Come back to the table and start talking, put a fucking microphone on first.
He'll like teach us like.
Bovey's blowing us up now. He's like, legal or illegal immigrants make not a single material difference. It's a stroke of a pen. The people didn't build great nations, and they won't because they moved into their magics. I get that. Listen, anytime you guys present with me a black and white argument, I'm going to push back on you. 9 times out of 10, okay? I'm going to push back to you because nothing is black and white. There are nuances in everything. I agree with you. That was a mistake by Reagan. But where was his mindset and what was the condition of the country? It wasn't 30 million people pouring across the border during Biden and Obama. Trump ran on Build the Wall in his first campaign. Build the wall, right? So it doesn't equate the same as when Reagan's there and you've got a minimalistic, in comparison, incursion across the border. They didn't have this influx of 30 million people coming across the border. So when he offered asylum, it wasn't like he was opening the floodgate to what we have now. In retrospect, it is. Okay. In hindsight, hindsight's always 20/20. So that's all I'm saying. And we can't do a black and white. This is wrong. No, you always got to look at the gray areas and go, hey, you know what? Where was Reagan at in there?
I mean,
Well,
even with all the things that Reagan did that I disagreed with, he was still
You gonna
the
turn
best
that on?
president.
I think Reagan and his system.
How about that?
That's better.
Reagan and his system would only prefer GDP growth and a lot of companies getting more profits and more growth than the actual welfare of the American state and the benefit of the people.
To a certain extent, but he passed one of the biggest tax cuts that created a huge wealth and got close to actually balancing the budget.
He also
Right?
set records on GDP growth.
GDP growth.
Yeah,
So there's
I
some
mean,
dynamics there.
Yeah, there's a lot of there. You know, Reagan proved it. So did George W. Bush. Trump has proved it, and John F. Kennedy proved it. They cut taxes and increased flow to the treasury. What?
John Bobby says he wants to look at your gray area. I think that's a sexual innuendo.
I don't know what that means.
Earlier, Cindy wants to know if you got the stuff that you sent.
Yes, thank you.
There you go, Cindy. Love ya.
Yes, we do.
30 million is a drop from the 100 million illegals already here. 100 million?
Well, I guess if he's like going
I'm gonna
back to,
disagree
like,
with your
I
numbers.
think if he's like, maybe he's like trying to say since like the 1880s, but
yeah,
I don't know.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you. Nobody actually knows the real number of how many illegal aliens crossed over under Biden.
Listen, when I'm elected, I immediately have to kind of surge the border.
I know we got surge.
That's what we do.
Surge in the border.
We just welcome everybody.
But it's only 1 million people in
As long
all
as
54 states.
As long as somebody can vote for me, that's all I care about, man. That's all I care about. Right?
Yeah, and Democrat policies kill our kids.
Democrats are the real racists.
Hey,
come on, man.
Listen, Lincoln was a Democrat. But you know, he freed slaves. We're not racist.
I actually had a Democrat tell me that one time.
I know, dude. It's at their. There's a museum out there. It's ridiculous, dude. And you've got Biden on video, not an IA or AI, but literally on video saying, "We got a nigger mayor. We don't need another nigger mayor." Really? You're gonna say that shit, dude? He literally said that stuff, and then he gets Kamala. You know why? She was the token. And she was the retarded token.
Oh, somebody referred to today. I believe it was Jesse Waters today, referred to Big Gretch as Kamala Harris too.
Big Gretch?
Big Gretch.
I understand what you're saying, Bovie. I get it. Only when people view our nation as more than an economic zone will we ever really prosper. Our culture and children's futures are more than some boomers 401k and a 5%. I get that, but you also have to acknowledge that our economic health, I'll put it in that term, our economic health is an indicator of that society and culture. And the reason that our culture and society and our children's futures have suffered is because of an economic. We used to have it, Patrick, where dad could go to one job, and they had 2 cars in the garage and 2 to 4 kids, and mom could do everything, and we could meet all the. That's not a straight cultural thing, but it is an indicator of economic success.
Yeah.
Now we've got to have 2 jobs and 1 car that they trade between themselves, maybe 2 cars if they're lucky, average people. This is the type of shit that we're dealing with.
Oh, hang on. But the GDP in the stock market's all the way up, sky high. Well, I thought the GDP in the stock market meant like that.
No.
That's how great everything is.
When we say economic zone, I'm not thinking of the stock market. I'm talking about on the ground, home level people, how they're doing.
I agree with you.
And if the average person is not doing good and they're struggling, and where we talked about rental properties, we talked about it at dinner, rental properties, and the amount that rental properties are costing right now, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That affects culture. That affects community. That affects families. And that's all I'm saying is that we can't separate the two. When your country is economically prosperous, you're going to have good, solid culture. Do you think that Paris or France and most of the European Union countries right now that have this influx of immigrants are healthy economically? Fuck no.
Well,
they're being leached on by these fucking illegals or migrants coming in that are sucking the life out of these countries.
My point, maybe Jovi's point, is that a lot of these like establishment, neoliberal, globalists, and Democrat rhinos, they don't care about that. They see stock market and GDP, and that's all they care about.
No disagreement. But that's rhinos and those. I'm looking at it from a State Street standpoint.
Well, I could say,
or
like,
not State Street.
Here's my
street
thing.
level.
Trump, back in the first term, and Biden too, in his term, was like, stock market and GDP is up, and everyone like on their side, give or take, when who was in power, was like, yeah, the GDP's up, and the stock market's at 30 billion something, and everything's great. And there's probably some people within like MAGA that could probably bring up that argument too, like, oh, if we're so bad, then how come the stock market's up even after the tariffs? I mean, that's all I'm trying to say here.
No, I'm not totally disagreeing with you. I'm saying look at the nuance.
Yep, I agree. And then you go to your point. People, you got to have like 2 jobs to get by, and you can't afford a car, you can't afford a house. Rent's going up, but a lot of people don't, and a lot of people, especially more well-off people and people that grew up in like the 80s and like loved Reagan, they don't really see that.
100%. So, Bobby, I like that they leached on us. Hamtramck 2 is flooded by legals. I get that flooding. My problem has never been the economic dynamic, but also if you don't come here and assimilate, get the fuck out. Assimilate.
Well, you're not having that in Dearborn.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about the economics. It's not about the culture. You didn't assimilate to America, be an American. Listen, there were that the Irish, the
Protestants,
the boots, the Italians, Irish, the Italians, the Polish, and a bunch of other high immigrant populations that came to America. The Italians in particular changed their last names to assimilate better. The vast majority of those people that came here legally didn't let their kids speak their native language in the home.
It's a lot of that.
To make them learn English.
Yep.
Because they were in America and they said, you're going to speak English and you're going to speak it well and you're going to prosper. And many of those kids did. That doesn't happen in Hamtramck. That doesn't happen in fucking Dearborn.
When my dad's family came over from Poland, they changed their last name from Sacharski to Bester. They that anglicized last name because Bester's a Anglo.
So are you even legit, Teddy?
What?
Are you even legit?
I'm legit.
I just found out Teddy's that it's not even his real name.
No, it's not.
Well, it's
an imposter.
Well, Teddy's a nickname. My real name is Fyodor, but so maybe
I like
I'm
it better.
100% fake.
And I'm going to tell you Theo from now on.
My family went through the same thing. My mother is French Canadian.
Yeah.
And my grandparents were forbidden to speak French, although they spoke French fluently. And they changed the name from Cousineau, Couseaau, because nobody could figure that out.
It doesn't make sense to me.
To
Fuck you.
Cousino, just to make this, change the spelling on it.
And a lot of people did that. Muhammad Malubuhuma that pulls into fucking Dearbornistan, he ain't changing his name to Dave.
The name changes.
Unless he calls me on a telemarketing one to sell me financing for...
Trump made English the official language of America, so...
Yeah, we got to do that. You guys are posting in here too much. I love you guys in there. I'm trying to catch up with this. That's why I can't speak Hungarian. That's what Dale said the last one. Stop with your Turkey Palooza shit. Cindy said, immigration without assimilation is an invasion. 100% agreement. 100%. John Bovey's shows in $20 in the super chat and says, Reagan was the worst president in the history of the U.S. I disagree with you.
Oh, gosh. Not even close.
Not even close.
No.
I would say Joe Biden is the worst
Biden,
president in
yeah.
U.S. history.
Jimmy
Barack
Carter.
Obama, Jimmy Carter.
What if we combine Reagan and Biden into Joe Reagan?
I'm gonna go back a little bit deeper.
twice the age, double the Alzheimer's.
I'm gonna go back to you guys. Listen, has anybody studied Calvin Coolidge or Herbert Hoover? I mean, go back.
Well, see, that's the thing. When people ask me to name who I think the worst presidents were, right? I don't go beyond anything that I didn't see. If I didn't live it, Herbert Hoover, Coolidge, right? Then I don't go there.
And I even hesitate to say Hoover because Hoover was being manipulated by the Federal Reserve
That Wilson
and the
created.
crash.
Woodrow Wilson is probably the worst president that we've had.
Who was the dead guy?
The
guy that was in such a incapacitated state where his wife ran everything.
Biden? Oh, that's Woodrow Wilson.
Was it Wilson?
Yeah, it was Wilson.
Yeah, if you want to talk about an auto pen, Wilson's wife was the straight up auto pen lady, where she's like, "I'll take it to the president." He's dude. He was like drooling on himself, and she's like, "Here, sign this." Oh, you can't sign it? I'll sign it for you.
I sent you some stuff to your phone.
Oh shit!
Nope. Don't look. We're not putting it on the air.
Yeah.
I sent it to your phone, not to your Facebook account. We're going through it, verifying it, and going to break it at another
Then why
time.
do you bring it up as a teaser? You're trying to tease everybody? We only do this show once a week.
Yes.
Jeez. Oh, Pete's.
Is it
So
like
Cindy's
I'll just ask this. Is it like a big freaking deal?
It is a pretty big deal. Cindy's pointing out that Reagan was a great president. Obama and Biden were the worst presidents, hands down. All right. The debate is there. We can have that debate. I think that Obama and Biden were horrible.
Yes.
If you look at race relations alone, when Obama took office to when he left, he set us back 100 years. He was horrible. He did, and what is that whole philosophy? Divide and conquer.
Yeah.
I want to divide you racially, economically, what president you like, what president I'm trying to find nuances and common ground in all this. I liked Reagan, but I grew up under Reagan. Do I think that Reagan was compromised? 100%. You shoot the motherfucker and you have Bush. He didn't want Bush at all. He didn't want Poppy Bush at all. Whatever they did with the Republican nomination in 1980, they got him to accept Poppy Bush as his VP. It was he's on record saying, "I don't want that guy." Okay, they get Poppy Bush in there. We know the Bush family. They were behind 9/11. They're behind a whole bunch of other stuff. They're fucking horrible.
Bush Senior was the CIA director.
Fucking A.
Yep.
There's some pretty good evidence he was there on the grassy knoll and a lot of other shit. I think Reagan came in there with a phenomenal heart for the country. His tax cuts were phenomenal. We can have a debate on Reaganomics, but the idea of cutting the taxes for the little people stimulates the economy. It does trickle down when you cut taxes for corporations, because corporations then have more money to put in the economy. We can debate that. That's fine. But you know, it's I lived through that, you know, in the 80s, and I saw really shitty time with Carter. Now Carter could have been set up the same way.
No.
But I mean, he would have been better staying on his peanut farm and taking pills.
You know, I don't think Carter was a bad individual as a person.
Well,
No, he
I
wasn't.
do know that the CIA delayed releasing the hostages to benefit Reagan.
Yeah. So what is
If
that?
you can't acknowledge that, so I'm
What
gonna
does
say,
that kind of tell you about?
but
That's
that's what I'm saying is there's gray.
Mhm.
I can't say Reagan was horrible. I do put him up there as one of the best because of the track record. Now, I will disagree with the war on drugs. I'll disagree with the fallout 40 years later of immigration policy. You know, but there's all sorts of nuances. Larry, we got to go to you before we finish the night out.
You got
What do you got?
Gorbachev to tear down the wall. Okay.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Yep. Mhm.
That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was happening anyways. Their economy was going to implode. You can't communism. You can vote it in, but you can't vote it out. Larry, we covered the stabbing in Walmart. We got that covered.
Yes, we do have that covered. I did send you some news stories on your Facebook account.
I don't give a. I care, Larry, but I don't. What, are you going to do your thing?
Yeah.
We got the computer now.
Oh, yeah, but this was.
Tech tips for Larry, episode 1: How to use a laptop.
Yeah.
I didn't give him a laptop last week.
I know.
He took it away. Yeah. Some stuff.
Read it, Teddy.
Reagan would have been good had he had not started the massive flow of third world immigration and executed the pot.
Now you're just fucking with us, Bobby. I can't even take it seriously. Yeah, but to say he was the worst president, I totally disagree. But thanks for the $20.
Yeah, not even close. Yes.
I only have 2 other things on my thing. Why you can't? You had your link up there.
Right. But I have no way of sending it there.
It's right there. I can see it there.
I'm not talking about that. The 2 stories that I sent
Oh, the
you.
other 2 stories?
Yeah, the other 2 stories that I
God,
sent you.
you
in
sent it to me on Facebook?
Messenger. Yeah. One is man threatens to bomb plane, shouts death to Trump. Hero passengers know what to do. Knew what to
Is that what this one?
Yes.
Oh shit! Is this Fox News? Why is that so quiet? That guy should be mic'd up.
Craziness, dealing death to our president, all that stuff.
Passenger tackles man threatening to bomb plane.
Yeah.
This passenger was threatening to blow up the plane, threatening the country, the president, as I said. Then other passengers, they tackled him. They held this guy down. It happened on Sunday on a flight from London to Glasgow during the president's visit to Scotland. So that's not good. The plane landed safely. The passenger was taken into custody, and officials say there were no explosives on board, but obviously very scary for all of these passengers, and good for those guys for jumping in and taking some action.
Why does it go to that fucking window?
I don't know why it does.
You
And the
suck.
next story is a reel from the Michigan House.
Solo travelers are accusing
Holy
United Airlines.
shit! Shut up!
Come on, man.
Come on, man. What's this one? Oh, it doesn't want to unmute this shit. Where's the mute? Oh, at the fucking top.
Fighting for.
Now I gotta rewind it. Dude,
It is completely
these fucking
irresponsible,
people-
and
No.
it's not reflective of the new American.
No. And it keeps playing. It muted it, but it kept playing.
Someone get him a bottle.
Dude, I'm about to throw diesel on a bottle. Holy shit. This is the shit that listen. Tech people, get your fucking shit straight. If I click on your article, I want it to unmute it and if I click on it, I am accepting your information. Unmute it. And then if I hit the space bar, it should pause the video.
They only
Not
unmute
mute
it.
the video.
The only time it'll ever play automatically
What can I throw?
is when you don't want it to.
I gotta throw. It didn't unmute it, you fuck.
Of the new American era that we are fighting for.
I love Regis. Why should I have been on the show? Right, because I throw shit. And
Our Constitution demands something simple: a balanced budget. Yet what the Senate has sent us does not meet the standard.
This budget spends well over $1 billion more than our state can legally sustain.
And if that were not concerning enough, the Senate budget underfunds Medicaid by $500 million.
But
They claim to want to support the people on Medicaid, but they're going to kick 60,000 people off Medicaid.
In fact, despite overspending an array of other issues, it underfunds childcare by $30 million, which would negatively impact over 2,500 working families in this state.
We're spending money we don't have and yet still failing to meet basic needs. We are asking the Senate to recall these bills, go back to the drawing board, and send us a budget that is balanced, responsible, and compassionate.
Give the working people a break for once and take back your bill.
And it is completely irresponsible, and it's not reflective of the new American era that we are fighting for.
Fix the broken budget, you fucks. Why haven't we had Regas on? She's a sweetheart.
Very interesting how both parties are like, this is going to hurt working families. We're for the working people. And then things continually still get worse for working people.
I am actually about to do a story.
I don't know those people personally, but you've seen it all the time, at least DC and all the other places. Like both sides, like, oh, this is working people, and then they continually.
I understand that. Don't get totally jaded, Teddy. You're 22, 23,
23.
Jesus, you're old. Teddy, you're Larry.
I'm the youngest, oldest man here.
Democrats have been screwing the working people of this country as long as I've been alive. Probably
Unions,
before.
let's vote for them.
The one that I sent you was on Maxwell.
Maxwell?
Yep. You were talking about Epstein files.
Oh, where's that at?
A lot of talk about a potential Maxwell immunity or pardon.
That's the fucking.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know.
Did I click on it? Is that it?
Yeah. It does right.
DOJ limited immunity. Now, limited immunity is fine.
Yes.
You're not giving her a fucking pardon.
Yeah.
No.
Before that, she's given up like 100 and some names of prominent people and they had her in there in depositions for 9 hours.
They don't give immunity unless they got something. They sit her down and they say, "What are you going to say?"
Yeah.
And they determine. They just don't hand immunity to people, and because they can hand somebody immunity and get nothing.
Why do they need her to give names if they already have all the files? I guess you could say all messed up.
Well, you read it. Go through it, read it. It gives you some information.
But she could just, people could say just playing devil's advocate. Like she could just say what
she was granted limited proffer immunity, not a free pass, but a legal agreement that forces her to tell the truth or face harsher punishment. And now the dam is cracking open wide. So what they're looking at is if you tell us more information than what you were incarcerated for, we will not charge you for being complicit in said information. So what they're saying to her is we're going to give you immunity to totally spill beyond what you were incarcerated for. It means we've already convicted you. You're already in prison. You're not getting a lighter sentence. If you tell us who else was involved, we're not going to prosecute you further for telling us.
Oh yeah. Well,
she gave up.
We're never going to. The only time I think if there's going to be a pardon for her is going to be the last day of Trump's second term. That could,
she's not getting a pardon.
Very remote, but
I can't see that happening.
But I'm just saying I would be very surprised if anything immunity or pardon would happen anywhere around that,
unless it's done by auto pen.
Yeah, Biden comes back. He raised
100%. He's raised from the dead.
Well, guess who's back, Jack?
The auto pass. Biden auto pass.
That's why we had.
Apparently, a lot of those pardons were signed by auto pen.
Hey, man, listen.
Not a joke, everybody. That's why we were defeated in 2018 when they tried to do it. We went to 54 states.
54 states, motherfucker.
Yeah,
you better recognize 54 states, Larry. Covered the bases.
That's right.
All right, I'm going to Larry News, and I'm going to go take a potty break.
healthy dump.
Like I said that
Too much
nicely.
information.
No. Larry does the dump for 4 minutes.
I know that.
I'm like, where's Larry for 10 minutes on the show?
He's down there
Just
stinking.
doing a deuce. I'm like, dude, get your bowels in regulator. I mean, dude, come on. You got to drop both those in the morning.
Well, he
get 'em
holds it all
straight.
day long. He's driving
a truck. He's like,
driving a truck.
dude,
Yeah.
you need a catheter and a costomy bag. Dude.
Jesus.
You fucking get that shit straight.
I've had days where I barely made it to the bathroom too.
It's horrible,
Imagine.
dude. I don't
Well,
want to
you
hear
just
about that shit.
Pinch in the back. It goes well with that asphalt.
Oh, we had a guy one time have to drop a deuce, and he crawled up in the back of a dump truck and took a giant one.
Yeah.
The truck driver got in his truck, went to the asphalt plant, loaded 312 degrees asphalt on top of it.
Oh, and melted that shit.
Yeah. And he backs up to the paver and drops it in. Everybody's paving and they're working.
And there's a big
and
deuce.
all of a sudden the smell comes out of the truck. And they look down on the ground. There's this big brown streak in the asphalt and a stink. And about 3 of them got off the paver and ran in different directions to start puking their guts out.
Boiled it right out. Yeah.
Hey, this is why you guys tune in for quality entertainment tonight.
I'll tell you what, we cook lunch in asphalt though. We do. We'll stop and get pork chops and we'll wrap them in foil.
Yeah, whose
and
fault
I'll
is that?
put them in the asphalt load.
Yeah.
And then I'll bring them back to the job. We'll dig them out and eat lunch. Or a lot of times I'll stop and buy 5 or 6 packs of hot dogs and some aluminum foil. I'll wrap them up. I'll put them in the asphalt load. Now, by the time I get to the job, there is nothing better than a hot dog cooked in asphalt. And I am not joking, man.
I was putting a tortilla on the propane little heater in the side when they're doing the drywall.
Yeah.
In a new house. It's better.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to you, Larry, because I got to pee. Get her done.
All
Crazy
right.
fucker.
Dana Nessel continues a campaign to kill West Michigan coal plant. Now, this affects 200 Michigan jobs, right?
Yeah.
Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel isn't giving up her effort to shut down West Michigan coal plant, despite a need to minimize the risk of blackouts and address critical grid security issues. This unprecedented order by the Department of Energy declares an emergency without evidence and completely ignores state and federal regulations and approved by plant's retirement. This will potentially put enormous costs onto utility customers who receive no real benefit. Nessel alleged in a statement, "I will continue to fight to protect Michigan customers from unreasonable costs imposed by the federal government." Nessel last month filed a request for a hearing over the U.S. Department of Energy's emergency order in May requiring Customers Energy's J.H. Campbell Power Plant in West Olive to remain open for 90 days beyond the planned closure. The order cited the need to minimize the risk of blackouts and address critical grid security issues in the region during the high electricity demand expected this summer, according to the Holland Sentinel. The DOE did not respond to Nessel's request for a rehearing, which was supported by numerous environmental groups, including the Sierra Club, Earth Justice, and the Environmental Defense Fund.
I completely support your energy needs while I shut down your energy needs.
Yes. On Thursday, Nessel filed a petition to review the case in the U.S. Court of Appeals in D.C. Circuit that challenged the DOE, Department of Energy, that is, order as arbitrary and illegal because it was crafted under the pretense of a fabricated energy emergency, according to the lesbian.
According to the lesbian. And people don't like that.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Boy, I tell you, this is a disgust. There's just something wrong with her,
dude.
I mean, look at her. She's a
Don't
skank.
attack a scissor sister, carpet muncher,
Yeah.
pillow biter. Come on.
Oh, Gretchen Whitmer jump scare.
Oh.
You gotta give me a trigger warning before that pops up.
You gotta warn people. Fucking A.
Whitmer's Michigan roads.
You got the
40th
mouse right on her
nationally
forehead.
for second consecutive year. So she hasn't fixed the damn roads, but they're putting up barrels everywhere.
Dude, who was it? One of my buddies was like, dude, do they have to do every single road all at once? I'm like, yes, they do.
I wouldn't mind if they did every single road.
That
I don't
bitch
know
is
why
proven.
it takes like 2 months to fix like a
Dude.
road as long as your like driveway from like the road, like Eager Road to.
Because they didn't do it fucking right the first time. They didn't do these roads like the Autobahn.
Yep.
Eisenhower learned from Hitler to do the Autobahn. We should have
I think we need
4 to 8 feet of concrete under every major highway. What do we actually have, Larry?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Minimum of 2 feet with a whole bunch of other crushed stuff.
Well, in the first place, you shouldn't be using concrete in Michigan, except other than base.
You should use concrete base and then an asphalt cap.
Yes.
And they can replace the asphalt cap every so many years.
The thing about it, you can't use a concrete. You can use a crushed concrete base, but the problem if you use a concrete base is they put those saw marks all the way across the concrete.
But you lived in Germany during your service time.
They use asphalt
on top, but the Autobahn was anywhere from 4 to 12 feet deep of concrete.
I don't have any
in a
idea.
higher climate or a colder climate than here in Michigan.
No,
and the Autobahn just 80 years lasted forever. They could replace the top asphalt, relay it, like you've done the pavement muncher type stuff where they come through and they scrape it off and redo it. Anyways, whole nother subject. Go, Larry.
All right, the next story I'm going to talk about is Speaker Hall rejects Whitmer's tariff blame in failed Michigan chip deal. Michigan House.
Wait, shit deal or did you say ship deal?
Chip.
Oh, chip.
I
totally.
Michigan House Speaker
you
Matt
slurred
Hall
because you've been drinking a tequila.
pushed back. That's not tequila. It's
What is it?
Bacardi. Strawberry Bacardi.
Oh, he slurred. At least my ears heard a slur. Maybe my ears are slurred. Go, Larry. Go. Lightning round.
Michigan House Speaker
This
Matt
be like a
Hall
slow
pushed back strongly against
slug round.
claims that tariffs caused the collapse of multi-billion-dollar semiconductor plant proposed known as Project Grit. Instead, Hall pointed out the complex negotiations and shifting federal priorities as a real reason for the deal to fall apart. Project Grit was an ambitious plan led by SanDisk, a Western digital company, to build a cutting-edge semiconductor manufacturing campus near Flint. The proposed envisioned investing between $55 billion and $63 billion to conduct sprawling 4-fab chip campus covering 1,300 acres and 13 million square feet.
And that was all shut down?
Yeah. The project promised up to 10,000 direct and indirect jobs, along with an additional 5,000 construction jobs over the planned 20-year lifespan. Michigan had assembled what some called its largest ever incentive package, more than $6 billion in grants, tax credits, payroll exemptions, and 50-year property tax break. The state also spent over $260 million preparing the site, including clearing homes and businesses. Despite these efforts, SanDisk withdrew plans, citing economic uncertainty and concerns about investment viability.
How about they withdrew because our governor's a fucking idiot?
She is an idiot.
I'm just saying. That's probably the ultimate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why there's a sign in front of my house that says my governor's an idiot.
Well, you're racist. I mean, she's a white lady.
Yes, that's true.
Next story.
Oh, you want me to
Cindy
do
says,
another
gotta
one?
go. Good night, boys. Thank you for all of you in chat. Sorry if you don't have the stamina. I'm just fucking with you. I just like to say that. I got to pull up that clip. What was it? What they got? Remember that whole thing? We had the gravitas quotes for the longest time. When it was Gore and Bush, it was like, we don't have the gravitas. And then it was like that the whole thing was stamina. And Trump was like hammering on the stamina. He's like, they don't have the stamina to last. Now, I love you, Cindy. Appreciate you chiming in. You guys will work on the computer and figure out your stuff. Figure out your chat lingo. You can abbreviate. Just don't do whatever the other guy did where it was all hieroglyphics and shit. I can't read it if it's. Go, Larry.
All right, and this is my final story for the night.
Oh, shit. So you said.
Yes.
I gave him his laptop back,
All
so
right.
he's under probation.
Whitmer's DNR has a deer problem, and it's causing so much economic damage. The inability of Big Gretchen Whitmer, who violated her constitutional oath of office
Move your hand.
with her COVID rules, and her Department of Natural Resources to control the state's exploding deer population is
Maybe we
causing so
shot
much
some more of them and ate 'em.
economic
That'd be a good thing,
damage.
But the DNR's effing that all up.
And raising prices and doing a bunch of other bullshit. We saw not Theo, but Ted Nugent in the last couple weeks. We played a couple clips last week and the week before.
Yeah.
Him talking in Congress.
Yes.
Yeah, go Larry.
Logan Crumbaugh described to the Detroit News how things have changed since the 29-year-old was a kid eager to spot even a single deer on his family's farm in Gratiot County 2 decades ago. Now you can't look outside without seeing a herd of deer run across the fields, he said. You can't drive around all night without seeing 20, 30, or 40 deer in any given field, and that's just everywhere. It's causing so much economic damage. It's the same message from Andrew, not going to attempt that name, and attorney for Michigan Farm Bureau, who noted some farmers in southern Lower Peninsula are dealing with hundreds of deer ravaging crops nightly.
But we got to get permission from the government to shoot them.
I saw a deer running down the middle of Middle Belt Road in Livonia.
In an urban
right
setting?
down the middle of the road. At least he was in the left turn lane.
Dude.
Yeah.
Hunter. Well, look at. So I've supported Ducks Unlimited for years.
Yes.
And I got a ton of my buddies who hunt and fish, and hunters and fishermen, and hunters being deer or fowl, are some of the absolute best resource management people because they don't want to over hunt and not have something to go after the next year. They don't want to overfish and not have something to fish for next year.
Right.
I watch these guys. They will go, that's too small. Unhook it, send it back. They go, maybe we'll catch you next year. When you put the government in charge of anything, guess what?
They F it up.
They'll fuck it up.
Yeah.
Good. Lightning round. Let's do this. We got to close it out.
Yes.
Patrick,
Yeah.
final thoughts?
Well, you were talking about terrible Ted Nugent. He's going to be actually in the area playing. He's got a couple concerts.
Yes, he is coming.
Larry's got to get him on the show.
Yeah, get him on the show.
Book
That
him
would
on
be
the show, Larry.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
On the 29th, he's going to be in Paw Paw. And,
Paw?
on the 31st, he's going to be at Freedom Hill.
All right.
All right.
Larry.
And Larry,
What?
if you get him in over here, yeah, that would be freaking
On the
awesome.
6th, he's going to be on the This Is My Brain.
Well, there you go. Get her done. All right, Patrick, final thoughts, buddy.
But, I like guys like him. He tells it like it is. He went into the Congress and the state of Michigan and ripped their ass about the DNR.
It was phenomenal, dude.
It was phenomenal. So, got to support guys like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, DNR
He's very articulate. There it is. Look at that one.
All righty.
There you go. All right, and Larry.
Well, the Democrats have some new lies, and I got to take credit for it.
You get to take credit for their lies?
Yeah, because
you set them up?
You know what? I have been all over Facebook these last 90 days telling Democrats to get some new lies that their 1960s tax cuts for the rich lies are boring.
Yeah. Okay.
So they got tax cuts for Larry.
So
now it's Trump's a pedophile?
Now it's Trump's a pedophile. That's their newest lie.
I mean, that's totally true, except not at all.
Yeah, just
Why
because
did you not tell me you were doing it overhead?
just because
Fuck, I missed
Biden
it.
just because Biden's a pedophile, that doesn't mean Trump's a pedophile.
I'm gonna sniff you. Come on, sniff you.
Well,
I'm going with my lap on it.
didn't he
My hair
shower?
legs.
Didn't he shower with his daughter?
According to her actual diary. Yeah.
At the age of 14?
That they confiscated from who had it? Project Veritas. James O'Keefe had that diary that somebody gave to him, and they were like, "Oh, FBI's gonna come raid you down, take the diary." He's like, "The diary I was given, my bad." Like if somebody dropped off a pile of shit in your front porch and you got accused of doing the dump yourself.
Yeah.
I didn't do that dump. That's somebody else's shit. Oh, we're charging you for taking the shit. I didn't do it. Too bad. You go to jail.
Smell it.
Teddy,
smell like
what do you got, buddy? You didn't. You got to tell me when you're doing that shit.
Oh, I thought you switched. I thought you pressed
I
the
switched to you.
Oh.
I didn't switch to the overhead.
He's a lefty. You can't trust
It's all right.
him.
He did the highlight. He did the highlighter pen too.
Yeah.
You see, he did the highlighter. He didn't do a straight orange. He did the highlighter pen orange. I'm throwing that highlighter in the trash now.
Just because I used it?
No, because I didn't know it was even in there. Teddy, what's your final thoughts, buddy?
Final thoughts for the day are I think we need to just reopen the asylum.
Dude, he's all on this.
Yep.
I don't disagree with you.
I think we probably could prevent a lot of stuff like Traverse City. What happened in Traverse City? We had proper mental health care facilities.
Do you think we should lower some of the SSRIs and some of the other drugs and other shit that's in the whole food chain?
Well, you know, when we were talking about dinner, you know, our friend was saying, "Oh, you know, there's so much cancer these days now."
100%.
But that's because we have, you know,
Horrible
chemicals, food, and probably industrial output, and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Grow your own food. Don't get fucking chemicals on it.
So I think we just, this kind of goes into what I'm thinking for like the current system of economics, how it kind of prefers profit and money over well-being of a society and people, is if, you know, we get rid of the chemicals and all this other crap in our food, it'd be a little bit more expensive, but we would be a more healthy, stable society. And that's what I really love about the Maha movement.
I love the Maha movement, dude. I'll take my paper.
Okay.
Give me that, Teddy.
Yeah, my final thought.
No, I love the Maha movement myself. I love it absolutely. I think what's funny is I play hockey over at in Heartland.
That is funny.
And they got Maha. No, what's up? They got the banners. They got banners up along the whole one side of the rink, and they all say Maha, Michigan Association of Hockey Athletics.
Okay.
I see it and I go Maha. Yeah, but yeah, no, I agree with you 100% that Maha. We got to get people healthy, and I study so much on health. I take a ton of supplements. If you guys go to thealexjonesstore.com/this is my brain. Check it out. I just got some of the new ones. I can't even tell you what's the bottles. I just took 2 of the bottles. They're brand new today. Like Tanya gave them to me last night, and I brought them in here today, and I took some. But the other ones I take the methylene blue. I really like that. Did you get that yet?
I have not.
I take the turmeric. I take the turmeric gummies now. I love gummies over a pill. I'll take a gummy all day long. The other one I'm taking is the Shilajit. That one's great.
How about the algae one?
I did that for like a month. I didn't notice a huge thing, but I have to weigh out how on supplements. I have to weigh them out because there's some supplements that I take that I don't notice a huge benefit until then I stop taking them. So I'll start taking them, and I balance it out, and then I'll stop taking them, and I go, "Ah, man, I'm feeling like this," and I go, "Oh, that was
So
doing."
what does the Sheilaji do for you? Sheilaji or whatever.
It's more mental clarity, energy, overall health. It's really good. I have to grab the bottle and read it to you, but I'm taking them now, and I notice a difference. Again, it's number one of those things where I've always been pretty healthy in my life. I haven't had any major health things. I've always been very active, and so I don't notice like these dramatic benefits.
Yeah.
I notice subtle withdrawals when I stop taking them, and I go, "That was working," and now I'm seeing it. Now there's some things where like with the methylene blue and the Shilajit and the turmeric, playing hockey, if I don't take them before a skate, my normal routine in the morning, and then I get to the skate, I do feel more lethargic. I do feel less attentive when I'm playing. So I know that when I take them, I'm more acute. I'm a hockey goalie. So I got to be very attentive. You know, you got to respond in a split second to somebody shooting at you, you know? And so I notice more when I don't do it.
I've heard that the methylene blue, if you take that in conjunction with red light therapy, it has some kind of a interaction between the two.
I would love to. Let's investigate that.
I've not.
Yeah.
I don't have any documentation on it.
Okay.
I've just heard that.
Red light therapy, like infrared.
Yeah, and I've been doing the red light therapy because I have this problem with my hip, and that helps a lot. It's huge.
Okay.
And so I'm thinking, well, maybe I should try the methylene blue in conjunction with it.
Right. I love it. The methylene blue that Alex Jones has, it's like the top of it's the highest methylene blue you can get. It's not like this industrial grade, which is shit. It's the high end pharmaceutical grade. The other thing that I'm gonna do, I got to get over to one of these dispensaries outside of Livingston County, because Livingston County is afraid of marijuana. But I need to get some THC gummies to go with my turmeric, because when I was doing turmeric and the THC gummies, my joints never felt better. Now they feel good right now, but when I was doing both not THC, the CBD, CBD gummies with the turmeric, I felt like I can't even tell you how I felt. There was no thought of my joints. They were just like.
So let me get this straight.
Holy shit! Larry's watching
Marijuana
this.
makes your joints better?
Yes.
Okay, just check.
It's the same way with you going camping and not needing a hookup.
Man, let me just say this, okay?
Listen,
Marijuana is bad.
It's
Okay,
bad,
don't do
okay?
drugs. Drugs are bad.
Okay, man. Listen, man. I'm gonna tell you. Listen.
Not a joke, everybody. That's why we.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke, everybody.
Drugs are bad. Okay, don't do drugs.
You can't. No, man. Because listen, man. Okay,
you know.
I think I told you my RSO story, didn't I?
Yeah. RSO is phenomenal too. Give those gay fish some methylene blue and see what happens. You know what? Actually, my mother-in-law I'm playing enhanced methylene. Oh, you need mainline some blood. Dude, I've already played that. Stop. My mother-in-law, just out of the blue, she's like, well, maybe you need to like dose the tank with some methylene blue. I'm like, you didn't even what? And I haven't like stopped and looked it up. I'm like, wait a minute, you methylene blue the fish tanks to like get the water quality like that? Yeah, it was crazy. Anyways,
she's doing her research,
dude. That's what I want.
No,
yeah, because she comes from a pretty heavy duty pharmaceutical background.
Yeah,
and but she's very balanced in that, knowing that nutrition and huge things like that. So
she's a pharmacist, or
no, she had she had a doctorate. She's at least got a master's degree in
pharmacology.
Okay. She did multiple studies where she was the final compiler of the data.
Yeah.
She assessed the programs. She worked from home the last couple of years. She was like 10 years ago, she was making $250,000 sitting at home just compiling data.
Data analyst?
Yeah, just putting the programs together. They flew her all around. She was in Costa Rica, she was in Panama, she was in a bunch of different places. Yeah, she's pretty badass. So I'm fairly happy with how balanced she is. Sometimes I'll go, well, have you thought about this? She'll go, no, I'm taking my vitamins. I'm like, okay. So
I just gotta say one more thing that kind of
holy shit, Teddy.
I just gotta say one more thing before kind of like
not about Reagan. Come on,
no,
fucking Reagan shit.
So there was
boomer shit.
So there was a 8.8 magnitude earthquake that just went off the far east of Russia, and so the entire west coast, Alaska and Hawaii are under tsunami warnings.
Wow.
But that's like one of the top 10.
Stop fucking with your microphone while it's still on.
But that's like one of the top 10 largest earthquakes in terms of magnitude ever. So something interesting to bring up.
Microphone. Okay.
Also, Reagan's a pretty bad president.
Bobby's chiming in there,
Sorry,
saying Reagan sucks. My final thought. You already heard most of my thoughts tonight. I didn't get to all of the dynamics that I want, but listen, take dominion over yourself. Have dominion over who you are and what your purpose is and what God's called you to do, and own that. Be yourself. Don't let other people control you, but don't try to control other people. Figure out who you are and what your purpose is and what God created you to do, and do that with all your heart, and you will be the happiest person around. I am so happy, even though I cuss and some people don't like me and I don't give a shit about that. I'm just fulfilled and happy. And that doesn't mean we're without issues. You're still going to have issues, even though you're happy. Even though you're in the right spot.
I'm not going to have any issues.
Shut
my
up.
finger.
So that's all I'm saying about that. Find your place. Get into a quiet place of meditation. Listen to the Lord. Let the people around you help you. They're your biggest mirrors. They let you see who you are. It doesn't always mean that what they say to you is right, but they'll help you. But be true to yourself, and God will direct you. Love you all out there. Thanks for everybody in the chat. I disagree with Bobby, but we'll catch you next time. Hey, you guys are awesome. This has been the This Is My Brain podcast. I happen to be the brain with the collective earwigs chewing in on in the brain. We'll catch you guys next time. I want to say some shit, but I'm not going to. Sign off. See you guys later. Bye.
This is my brain.
Dad, that's an egg.
Yeah, that's an egg.
Honey,
Dude.
that's an egg.
Seriously.
That's an egg.
It's a metaphor.
It's still an egg.
That's an egg.
I would challenge you.
That's an egg.
I know my brain is not actually an egg, okay? It's a metaphor.
Metaphor or not, that's not your brain.
It's just an egg.
Una cerveza para mí. My egg is my brain.
Can I at least have some bacon, maybe some sausage with that egg, though?
Oh, I want some bacon.
I want crepes.
Have some bacon and pancakes with that egg.
I'll take it with cheese.
Extra large brown cage-free eggs.
Can I have your brain with hot cakes?
A sausage and a little toast and potato.
That would be great.
Does it have antibiotics?
I don't know, man. I'm not good at this shit.
Well, they got to be able to resist some diseases.
You resist the disease.
Has it got any hormones?
Maybe. It's cage-free.
Vegetarian?
Maybe.
Are they vegan?
No, I eat steak.
Never apologize and never explain.
Never apologize.
Never apologize and never explain.